Welcome back to the party, everybody. This is Morty, and I am your host, Lutch, aka the Indian Jesus, here to resurrect the second coming of common sense. Everybody hit that like and subscribe. You know I would do it for you. And let's party. Big shout out to the replay gang. Thank you so much for coming back to watch us, even though you missed the live party, guys. That is the best part, so make sure you're here every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern, and sometimes whenever I feel like it. So hit that subscribe, ring the bell, and you will never miss an Indian Jesus live party ever again. If you'd like to support the channel, head on over to TheIndianJesus.com for your very own official merch, including our revenge mug. You get it on a mug, you get stickers, buttons, all that good stuff at TheIndianJesus.com. Guys, we do also have a Discord server that is absolutely free to join 24/7. We are in there hanging out, having a good time. It's a great place to meet people and have interesting conversations. And like I said, it is absolutely free. Come on and join us. The link is pinned at the top of the chat. And again, it is free. However, if you are a member of this channel here on YouTube, you can scroll right below the video, hit that join button. There's a few different tiers here, but it starts at just $2.99 a month. Gets you members only live streams here on YouTube, all that other good stuff. But the big thing is opens up the full Discord. So there is the free chat, but there's more chat channels, and there's an after party voice channel. So as soon as we are done here on YouTube, we are headed over to Discord. We don't have to worry about any YouTube censors, and you are not stuck behind your keyboard. You're actually on screen with me and everybody else. It is a good time. Guys, definitely come and join us. And joining us now is my co-host, Morty, aka the Overlord. And of course, every donation comes with a treat for Morty. All right, guys. So I'm thinking, let's just dive right into this one.
Lions, all you your Glocks and your switches and your shiesties, we need you right now at the White House. We're not doing that grazing his skin, his ear, okay? We're going full-blown Lincoln, full-blown Kennedy right now. Like, off with that head. I'm sorry, like, I know we're not supposed to wish death upon people, and it doesn't matter, like, which side they're on, blah, blah, blah. No. I don't give a anymore. I don't give a anymore. And you obviously know that because I'm posting this. Off with it. Someone get up there. I need someone with precision that knows what they're doing. I'm about to call up the Wyans in Beaumont, Texas, because of what's going on. And I don't know. I mean, maybe if you shoot him, maybe the next president will give you a pardon for it and you'll be released out of jail. So, like, you know.
I mean, it doesn't get much crazier than that. That was posted and now deleted from TikTok. This girl just saying, you know, whatever, let's just go and pew them up. And, you know, we've definitely seen our a share of crazy leftists saying wild stuff, but it's not just that, because now they're organizing, guys. They are organizing. If you have not heard cute winter boots, you're going to learn today. Shout out to King Nirvana in the building. Welcome to the party. We also got Dixon Cider. Love the name. Said someone's gonna get a big visit from the Secret Service. Yep, I saw a different one, and I just said, "Hey, yo, FBI, come through." I snitched a little bit, but hey, you know, stuff like that, I'm okay with it. So yeah, there's this whole thing, cute winter boots, and it's supposed to be this organization to fight ICE, but it's kind of, you know, as lefties go, it's first about immigration, and then it's about racism, and then it's about, okay, we just want to end everybody because they disagree with us. And so we're going to dive a little bit into that. We have a spy. We have a spy who is entering all the telegrams and discords, and it is interesting. It is interesting. Shout out to Right Click in the building. Welcome. So yeah, let's dive in and see what is going on with cute winter boots. As always, guys, if you can't hear the video, please do let me know.
Why? Wait a minute. Why are liberals doing this? They are trying to warn people about the cities that are being raided by ICE by talking about cute winter boots. Let me show you an example.
Super cute winter boots.
There's a breaking. ICE is in Arkansas.
We love cute winter boots. I got them on sale in the TikTok shop.
Okay, so they're talking about pew-pews. This one says, just a reminder, with styling your cute winter boots, make sure you show as little as possible.
Miles a day for 11/17/32, the day before.
Why would you be worried about what skin is showing unless you're going to commit crimes?
Hello, I'm here to sell my boots.
They are putting them
Boots
in prison.
The house. Boots the house. Boots the house, honey. All right. I have a lot
Private prison companies will operate these work camps and pay Republican politicians who vote.
of icy boots. Okay, they can stand the ice. They're ready to run.
Are you guys ready for this?
I don't know,
I don't
man.
think you are. Welcome back to my channel and back to a brand new video. Guys. So the other night, I woke up around 4:30 a.m. in the morning, no joke, on this bed, could not sleep. I decided to scroll on my phone mindlessly on TikTok, which
Exactly, Dixon. Everything they thought J6 was. And I mean, I don't think that anything is really going to happen on a large scale. But again, I will never be surprised at the level of entitlement and LARPing that the left will go through. And I mean, the irony, just forever. That's been the whole thing. J6, even as recently as the pardons. And then they're doing this.
I haven't done in such a long time, but I couldn't sleep and I was like, brain dead. And as I'm scrolling, I'm coming across these videos of people talking about their winter boots. And I knew right away what was going on. Like, it obviously was code for something else. And so in doing some research, I realized that this is code word for liberals to attack ICE, a government agency.
Well, again, that's how it started.
And their winter boots are pew-pews. Yeah, you can't make this up. It's the stupidest thing ever.
Yes, I know this guy is super gay, but we got what we got.
And so what liberals are doing is they're alerting other liberals on TikTok and social media to stay alert, to arm themselves, and to be prepared to fight ICE if ICE comes in their neighborhood and tries to take their illegal friends. You heard that?
BS Cam is right. And like, just think about the level of cognitive dissonance you have to be so up in arms about J6 and then immediately turn around and want to do exactly the same thing. Rick said, not as gay as the last guy's handwriting. Got him.
That right. Like, this is actually a thing. The funniest part, of course, is that these stupid liberals thought that this code word was going to be enough to fool the masses because we wouldn't know what they're talking about. And the reason why they're doing this is because if they say what they want to say online, they're getting censored. They're getting in trouble. They can't just make threats to government agencies, it turns out. And so they're using this as a workaround in their crazy minds to try and still be able to incite violence.
But they're doing it on TikTok.
And resistance in a way that doesn't alert the algorithm on TikTok. So rather than saying ICE agents and immigration and fight the government and arm yourselves, they're talking about winter boots.
All right, so let's see exactly what we are talking about. So this one says, reminder that peaceful protest, in quotes, won't get us anywhere. Quote, waiting it out for 4 years won't get us anywhere.
And stand up to us, then they all might stand up. Those puny little ants outnumber us 100 to 1.
We do outnumber you. Hey, shout out to Carl's Frosted Tips. Thank you so very much for the $1.99, of course. A treat for Morty. And guys, the swole goal is only at 5 super chats. Make sure you check that out. Carl's got us the first one. Thank you so very much. Said this is the funniest show yet. I hope they do this. Well, I mean, I don't know, man. I would like to say one of the funniest things I saw was somebody saying, cute winter boots gonna have to step up to the team Steel Toe. And I was like, hey, F-A-F-O, right? Welcome to the party, sir, and thank you so very much. Of course, that makes you the new sponsor of the stream. Very much appreciated. So
There goes our way of life. It's not about food, it's about keeping those ants in line.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure I was taught in school that the reason we have the Second Amendment is because
now you care about the Second Amendment.
As not only do we have the right to protect ourselves, but we have not only the right, but the responsibility as American citizens to use our Second Amendment to stand up to oppressive government, to overthrow the government if it gets out of control. Am I remembering wrong? Because
apparently you're remembering wrong when you thought people were doing that and you had an issue with it, and now you don't have an issue with what?
So both of these idiots are referring to arming themselves and the people against an oppressive government, which would be ICE. And as you can see from both of these fools, they both have the hashtag at the bottom of their video, winter boots. So you know what they're referring to and who they're talking about when they say tyrannical government and arming yourselves. Watch this video of a woman using winter boots in place of,
Okay. Shout out again, Carl. So I'd love for them to come to my neighborhood. Yeah, see, over here, I'm not really as protected as some of you. So I definitely, if it goes anywhere, I hope it's somewhere where somebody can take care of themselves. Right? Right click said CWB, children with blasters. Pretty much. Let me
explain something to you. I have never in my life personally found a need for cute winter boots. I felt as though there were other ways to stay warm in the winter, but I never wanted to get cute winter boots at all. Recently, after MLK Day, my husband came to me and said, hey, it might be in our best interest to start looking for some cute winter boots and finding styling tutorials on how to properly wear them.
And again, if you're just joining us, cute winter boots means shout out to Indieville. Welcome to the party. So I don't really have any winter boots, but I have ski boots though. Are those is that the automatic version or what are we talking about? Welcome. Very good to see you. Yeah, we are talking about cute winter boots, the Rainbow Revolution, or at least they're trying.
It might be in our best interest to start looking for some cute winter boots and finding styling tutorials on how to properly wear them. And that is when I knew we were in a different world. If you don't know what cute winter boots are, search the hashtag, go to your search engine, slide all the way over to the right, go to hashtags, look up cute winter boots. And they have a ton of cute winter boots and suggestions on styling and all that good stuff that will fit your personal style best. I personally like a sneaker that's like padded, but I never thought I wanted a cute winter boot till now. Yeah, I think it's time because I don't know what 2025 is going to look like, but I need to stay warm. And right now it's 20 degrees in Philadelphia.
So I mean, at the very least, their entire platform of winter boots being or cute winter boots being bad is just out of existence now. Not a thing anymore. Boots are great, and the Second Amendment is something everybody loves bipartisanly. Come on, man. Rightly says she's gonna have to go against my cute winter night vision. There you go. They don't know, and that's why it definitely is hilarious. But the echo chambers that these people live in, I think there's going to be a decent amount of people who actually go through with this, and I think people are going to get hurt.
So we're going to do what we need to do. Okay? All right. You can have a good one.
Here's the thing. I'm perfectly okay with that woman and her family arming themselves to protect themselves. But she's not talking about protecting herself from, thieves or criminals or people trying to harm her. She's talking about getting her winter boots in order to protect herself from ICE and from the Trump administration. Because now it's important to arm yourselves. Now it's important to stay alert.
Say what?
Yup. I need the best, the best cute winter boots pun gets a prize. All right, let's do it. I'm gonna have to get a straw.
That, in my opinion, is called, what's that word again? Yeah, treason. Okay, you're talking about preparing yourself for what's going to be a war against your own government. Mm-hmm. Didn't someone do this in, I don't know, the 1800s, and it caused a civil war because they tried to succeed from the government and it didn't work? Oops. What?
Whoopsies. Shout out to Soul the Soul. And shout out to M169. Welcome to the party. Said, oh, this isn't going to end well. I agree. I mean, again, as funny as it is, I do think people are going to end up getting hurt. And even if, best case scenario, it's just some leftist who's playing around and, it does something to themselves. But that's still not even something that I would like to happen. It's just bad. And like I said, I've got a spy, this girl who was in a bunch of different Discords and Telegram groups, and she's going to tell us exactly what they are planning, what they are saying, all that stuff. And also, to be fair, the Second Amendment is to protect you from a tyrannical government. True, but we don't have that part yet. Again, nothing wrong with you arming yourselves, but that's not what they are doing. And the ones we've seen so far have been specifically about ICE and the government. But it spreads to the voters as well. Don't you worry. Also, they usually don't have to work winter boots. Exactly.
Because they try to succeed from the government and it didn't work. Oops. Watch this lady talk about her winter boots as she prepares her emergency attire.
Hey guys.
Oh, Jesus.
So I've been noticing a lot of cute winter boots pop up on my For You.
All right. So what's her? And again, they're using these papers because it's harder for the algorithm to catch what they're actually saying. Susan says, "You need to start prepping if you haven't started already."
For emergency attire.
Hey guys, so I've been noticing a lot of cute winter boots pop up on my For You page, and I thought it would be such a cute idea if we just went through my closet and took a look at all the cute winter boots that I have.
Everyone in your house old enough to carry a backpack needs to have their own bug out bag.
And even some of like the summer,
again, not a bad idea, but
shoes, or maybe even fall, even though it's not really that, time of year, I think it would still be a cute idea to just, see the different colors and mix and match and come up with a few outfits.
Here are 10 things to put in your bug out bag if you don't already have it packed.
So let's take a look. My favorite boots have got to be these white ones, but honestly, they pair really nicely with this red skirt. I think it's really a good contrast. My second favorite pair of boots would have to be these blue boots. Oh my gosh, you can't even imagine what I
Okay, wait a minute. So now I guess cute winter boots is just anything to do with what it is. Semantic obfuscation. Oh, man.
Look like in these. Now this one is less of a boot and more of a wedge, but it really pairs nicely with this really long skirt. We all love an orange-black combination, but really none of this means anything if we are not layering. Like, it is 2025. When are we going to figure out that layering is the key? Layering is the key to any outfit. This one is really cute as well. I know they're not technically boots, but they do have a nice strap, and we love straps. So you guys can probably tell I am obsessed with orange. Orange is like literally the most underrated color.
Wait, I couldn't tell. Orange? You like orange? Okay, it wasn't
outfits like these generally come in like a one size fits all type of situation, but really, I honestly think you should tailor your outfits to what your needs are. I mean, some of us are a little curvier, some of us are built, a little bit boxier. So honestly, just get something that fits your body type.
M169, that's a dilly. It's at $5, so you can't read that atlas. You got me there. I think it's hard to argue with that. Curvier.
Some of us are built, a little bit boxier. So honestly, just get something that fits your body. Much as I like a nice orange, I also do really love a good pink. It gives Barbie, which is very feminine. Back in school, I used to always keep an extra change of clothes in my locker just in case, I spilled something on myself at lunch or, accidents happen. You never know. So it's always good to have, 1 or 2 extra changes of clothes.
Just so you know, guys, this is not sped up. This is just being on speed, I think.
Last but certainly not least, we have this really cute gold boot. I think it's just so adorable. It really gives class and elegance. Thank you guys so much for going through my closet with me. I know I have a whole lot of stuff. Like, to be honest, I'm kind of a shopaholic.
It says these are not the only things you need. Sit with your family and have a real discussion about what may happen and how to be ready. We're really gonna have to do this, guys. It's not a game. That's what the fuck we've been telling you. And y'all been treating it like a game and then laughing at us for taking shit seriously. And now, insane. Carl said prepping is a planning thing and having a plan, not just buying stuff off Amazon and throwing it in a bag. Bingo. Very good point. And this is the type of stuff that, like, when you try to just LARP, that you're not going to understand the actual purpose of what you're doing. Great point. Your mama said, Big Mama here thinks she's going to get off her butt and use that shit. I don't see it. Me, neither.
I don't even lie to you, but I do appreciate you guys staying to the end. And so click all the buttons, engage from the bottom up. And I love you, and we'll see you in the next one.
And imagine, like, I'm not an owner of cute winter boots, so I can't imagine you guys out there watching this and they're like, we got this, we're ready. I cannot imagine. The level of oh, honey, sweetie baby.
Thanks.
Is she going to war? Like, what is she?
She thinks she is. And that's the dangerous part, guys.
Prepping for? Like, what is she prepping for? What are they planning to do? What are these crazy liberals planning to do? And I can't wait to watch.
And I said I got receipts. They coming.
Watch them get squashed if they try to do something to ICE government agents. That's going to be a show to watch. Let's watch more.
This is for all my friends who want information on cute winter boots. If that's you, stick around. In addition, comment what color boots you're looking forward to buying for this coming winter.
Jesus, I watch everything at 2x. I watch everything at twice as fast as it's normally supposed to be. And both of these women, chill out. Especially since you ain't going to do any of this. Shout out to Ed's Funhouse. Welcome to the party. So look at COVID. People lost their minds. People couldn't find essentials. Meanwhile, I was chilling at home. And yeah, that's why, I'm saying prepping is not necessarily a bad thing. It's the fact that exactly what Carl said. They'll buy a bunch of stuff off Amazon and put it in a bag. and then think they're ready for a revolution. Like, not going to work out the way you think it is.
For all my friends who want information on cute winter boots, if that's you, stick around. In addition, comment what color boots you're looking forward to buying for this coming winter. In fact, it is already happening. Today in New Jersey, there were ICE raids, and lawful U.S.
Shout out to my state.
Citizens were detained and questioned, including a U.S. veteran. As of January 23rd, this is the...
Okay, well, and a U.S. veteran. And then what happened to that U.S. veteran? They vetted him, and he was on his way, I bet, right? So these bitches probably never fired a winter boot. Well, yeah, that's exactly the point. That's exactly the point. It's not about this idea that, oh, okay, something has changed in the political landscape, and now that changes how I have to approach that landscape. It's a complete reversal of the way that they attempted to solve whatever political issue it was. And then people who would talk like this were, right-wing extremists. And now they just fall in line. They just fall in line. I mean, if you told me last week that this was going to be a thing, I would not believe you. I would not believe you.
Lawful U.S. citizens were detained and questioned, including a U.S. veteran. As of January 23rd, this is the official amount of arrests and detainments that have been made.
Oh, wait, let's do that one more time.
A U.S. veteran. As of January 23rd, this is the official amount of arrests and detainments that have been made.
So, is this New Jersey? Is this in general? It doesn't say if it's in general or just Jersey, but 538 arrests, 373 detainers lodged. I don't even know what that means, but I would assume that's just for New Jersey, or maybe even just for Newark. That would not surprise me at all. Shout out to Dylan Soup. Welcome to the party, sir. Very good to see ya. Looks like most of you have not, or nobody knows what winter boots were. Cute winter boots were. So I'm very excited to be able to show this stuff to you. Guys, please don't forget about our SWOGO. I'm getting puny.
Including a U.S. veteran. As of January 23rd, this is the official amount of arrests and detainments that have been made. Seeing these bills today was incredibly disheartening and daunting. It really harkens back to things like the Fugitive Slave Act of 1850, as well.
All right. How does it go back to this? What is she talking about here?
It really harkens back to things like the Fugitive
Slave Act of 1850. Following increased pressure from Southern politicians, Congress passed a revised Fugitive Slave Act in 1850, part of Henry Clay's famed Compromise of 1850, a group of bills that helped quiet early calls for Southern secession. This new law forcibly compelled citizens to assist in the capture of runaways. It also denied enslaved people the right to a jury trial and increased the penalty for interfering with rendition process to 1,000 and blah, 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 blah. Yeah. See, but the law was that these people were now citizens. Illegal immigrants, by definition, are not citizens. Don't say if everything is slavery, slash the night of broken glass, then nothing is. Bingo. Yep. And how often do we express something like that? Where we say if everything is this, then nothing is this. That's all they do is just they pick words and they just drill them into the ground. And somehow there's enough people that will just step right in line. They will just step right in line. Insane.
Bills today was incredibly disheartening and daunting. It really harkens back to things like the Fugitive Slave Act of 1850, as well as the Spencer Phipps Proclamation of 1755.
And so Massachusetts Lieutenant Governor issued one of the most notorious scalp bounty declarations in 1775. This declaration, called the Spencer Phipps Proclamation of 1755, provides a glimpse of how this brutal system worked. Yeah, I mean, that was the 1700s. It's 2025, baby.
Both of those were used to either round up or unalive African Americans or Native Americans.
Hey, shout out to Michael W. Welcome. We are talking about cute winter boots, the liberals' code word for pew-pews and starting a revolution against ICE. Yes, that is real. No, I am not exaggerating. Welcome to the party, and let's do this.
Both of those were used to either round up or unalive African Americans or Native Americans. This is a prime example of why it is, again, so important to be educated on our history.
Also, if passed, this will be used as a method to enslave immigrants. Enslave immigrants. So she's saying that laws from the 1850s and the 1750s are going to be used to enslave U.S. citizens. Okay. If that's what you think, I understand why you want your cute winter boots, but you're just very, very wrong. Yep.
Bingo.
Yep.
Or Native Americans. This is a prime example of why it is, again, so important to be educated on our history so we don't repeat it. And here we are repeating it. Now is the time for us.
Yeah, we're just repeating, just enslaving people once again. Shout out to Guam Tech. Welcome to the party. I got a special one for you, but tonight we just had to cover cute winter boots. Again, that is the code word for liberals talking about taking up arms against ICE. For real. Welcome. What's I said, girl, we don't want them here. She is so stupid. She has no clue.
Stupid.
Yeah, there was a vote. There was an election.
To come together and help the immigrant community. If you see any vehicles that look like this, usually
as if you wouldn't know that a vehicle that where's this thing? As if you didn't know that some kind of vehicle like this would be.
They have a blue stripe or a green stripe. You need to yell at the top of your lungs, La Migra. You need to scream it. You need to yell it. From what I've been told, it's
La Migra! La Migra!
Simply a Spanish slang term for ICE. Anyway, if you have stayed till the end, thank you.
There's a note. There are more than just Mexican and Hispanic communities at risk.
And let me know if your winter boots are cozy.
La migra. La migra. La migra. La migra. Dylan said, oh, I'm sorry. I didn't realize she identifies as a historian. There you go. Yep. Whatever you identify. That's in stone. Right click says she is delusional. Sending them back to their own countries that don't even want them is not slavery. No. I literally think what she said in the beginning of that was talking about the camps from 17 or the 1800s. She's saying that ICE is now today going to round people up and enslave them in our country. I mean, unless I misunderstood. La migración. Anyone said, here we are repeating it. By repeating it, she means repeating 2016 when all the liberals freaked out about Trump becoming president. Yup. Insane.
Not the gringa telling us to scream Spanish words.
The gringas. Yeah, that's cultural appropriation, right? I thought that was cultural appropriation. Contact said, what the fuck? Why can't they just speak like normal people instead of coding everything? What kind of Da Vinci bullshit on their own? Well, I mean, you can't really talk openly about using, even on here, I don't like saying that words. I'll say pew-pews and stuff like that here. So especially TikTok, you can't be saying that. They'll just remove the video. So that's algo speak as we call it. There's another podcast with Alex O'Connor that goes deep into that. Maybe we'll do that, but yep, semantic obfuscation. And then, of course, if you then are just some liberal, if you're just some conservative chick and you're literally just talking about some winter boots that you think are cute, then you'd be like, oh my God, that's a dog whistle. It's like, oh.
Not the gringa telling us to scream Spanish words at government agencies. This is just too funny. And I love how she tries to equate slavery with what's happening right now, with illegals coming over to this country illegally. And she's no difference. Slavery, same thing. Just run it.
Well, I mean, we might on this side of the on the aisle, but they've never heard of a freedom stick. They don't like freedom, and a stick to them is, I don't know, something put up their ass. I don't know, but they that's the funniest part of all of this is how ignorant they are. and they think they know. It's one thing to be ignorant and be like, I don't really know about this. I got to learn about this stuff. And it's another thing to be like, all right, we're taking over the government. Come on, man.
Illegally. And she's no difference. Slavery, same thing. Just rounding them up. No reason why.
Different, but
no, of course not. No reason. Because we're racist. Yeah,
so that's what she was saying. That not that sending them back is slavery, but they are literally going to have camps to enslave not illegal immigrants.
Why? But here's the thing, right? In the midst of the crazies, like I just showed you, there are also many conservatives on TikTok who are countering this garbage, this nonsense, and this misinformation. And their videos are cracking me up. I love it so much, which is why I do like TikTok, because there is a large conservative audience on there and a large conservative constituency on there who wants to speak up, and they do. And it's funny too, before I even get into their videos, it's funny watching liberals losing their minds because they feel censored all of a sudden.
Oh my God, I can't believe I can't say certain words now.
Yeah, welcome to the...
You would think that it would get old. And yet it doesn't.
World of being a conservative on social media. Welcome to my world. Because my original TikTok account was banned last year for having conservative values and opinions. And for sharing those opinions, my page got taken down. I was flagged.
Side quest really quick. How we talk about how TikTok is super censorious and all that stuff. What I've realized is that the big names, the people that, like, if you're just talking politics, then you can get away with a lot. You can get away with a lot on TikTok. I think it's the brands. So like my accounts were always set up as like TheIndianJesus, or you talk about Timcast or Crowder or Daily Wire or whoever else. Those channels would be much more censored. But there's a lot of based ass material. I think what was it? Liberal Hive Mind just had a video of one of the dudes that I really like on there who just gives it like it is to the liberals. Shout out to Richard Hardy. Welcome to the party. It's as if lefties never heard of Black Twitter. What am I missing about Black Twitter? Do they have cute winter boots on Black Twitter? What does that mean? I don't know. Educate me. But welcome to the party. Michael said, I like Ben Shapiro. He's a reasonable guy. In certain areas, maybe not Israel, but in general, yeah, I agree. All right, again, yeah.
And for sharing those opinions, my page got taken down. I was flagged, I was censored, and I've been going through that struggle for the past 3 years on many social media platforms.
I mean, there's definitely an increased sentiment of anti-Jew, but I want to believe that that's a very loud minority.
So it's funny to watch liberals now getting a taste of their own medicine. It's yummy. But watch these videos of conservatives fighting back against the lunacy. Enjoy.
And these are mine. So we got Team Steel Toes coming back, and then we've got our spy that was in the Discords, in the Telegram groups, and telling us exactly what they are talking about, what they're saying, and what they plan to do.
Of conservatives fighting back against the lunacy. Enjoy.
And these are my cute winter boots. I want you to notice they're a whole lot different than your cute winter boots. Now, these are jump boots. I've been wearing boots like this for a very, very long time because they'll outlast most of the other cute winter boots that everybody's talking about. And since I've got you here, let me go ahead and bring up the fact that it's hilarious. It's absolutely hilarious that you guys have gone to talking in code using cute winter boots is your revolution cry. I think it's absolutely, it's actually extremely satisfying watching you guys use code words and use, cards and just not even say anything online. You have silenced yourselves with cue cards and cute winter boots because your hate speech is constantly being taken down. How ironic is it, though, that after using the White House to censor Americans for years...
I think the gay guy is speeding up the TikToks.
Now, free speech is back in America, and you guys can't use it. Why can't you use your free speech? Well, because it's anti-American hate propaganda. And It's getting filtered. Every time you leave a comment, the racism and the hate doesn't work anymore. You need a new playbook. And cute winter boots, that's not going to work either, my guy. Peace and love.
Hey, real quick.
Let's pull this up here so we can see.
Quick. So, I just educated myself on the cute winter boots.
Okay, so she's conservative, but she's got the blue hair, so.
Shit, because that's what it is. It's just shit. But I guarantee you, I have a one-of-a-kind boot at home. Luckily, I've got 4 of them. Now, these boots here, God, they're beautiful. They're long, sleek, and they've been broke in like so good. So good, in fact, when you walk, there's nothing but silence. You can't hear a sound. I bought a couple of them, and they were $223 a piece. And the other 2, they were like a little higher. They were $556. I could literally walk 100 rounds in a couple pairs of them, and they wouldn't even hurt my feet. And then I could do multiples of 30 rounds, back to back to back with the other 2 pairs. Y'all gonna fuck around and find out the wrong one.
I just went from 6 to midnight. Just kidding, but hell yeah! That's why I love being on this team. Michael said, I hope so. My little cousin started telling me how the Jews were ruining everything. Sentiment seems to be spreading a lot online. Yeah, it's. I think it's hopefully now that everything with Israel seems to be calming down a little bit, that'll go away. They're definitely afraid of guns. And that's the other thing too. They're pretending like they're all going to do this, but they probably have no idea how to even start like the whole process. Like I said, my sister literally just told me she couldn't sleep at night because she didn't feel safe when I lived with her for a while and I had my gun. Yep, that sounds about right. I said, blue hair attraction is a sign of repressed homosexuality. Well, I'm okay with female homosexuality. I don't know.
And then I could do multiples of 30 rounds, back to back to back with the other 2 pairs. Y'all gonna fuck around and find out the wrong one. It'll only take once. Anywho, have a good day.
People on the left are now talking about their cute winter boots. And for those of y'all that don't know, the phrase cute winter boots has been coined by people on the left as a code word.
So if it's really important to you to have a nice and reliable pair of winter boots to face the trying times ahead. It's about to be very cold in a lot of places.
Then you go to the comments.
Shout out to Matthew King with the timing. Said it's cold outside. They ain't gonna do shit till it warms up. A fair weather revolutionary. Spot on. Like I said, just trolling. As long as they don't have to get out of bed before noon. Exactly. Right. Exactly. Hey, we also got Jeff Pearson in the building. Welcome to the party. Said I wouldn't date a woman that doesn't own an AR-15 and a concealed weapons license. Based. I love it. And email said her boots cost $223 and $556. I have one pair that costs $762. Is that the caliber? Is that what we're talking about here? I think, right? Yeah. I need you guys' help. You know that I'm almost as ignorant about this stuff as the lefties, but you guys help me out.
To face the trying times ahead. It's about to be very cold in a lot of places.
Then you go to the comment sections and it starts clicking. Cute winter boots protects you from winter weather like ice. Need cute winter boots so you don't slip on ice. They even have their own discords dedicated to these cute winter boots.
And again, we about to dive in.
And their movements. There's another one. I'm going to need some addresses of where y'all are going to be fighting this winter weather and battling the ice at, because I'm going to laugh my ass off while y'all are getting yours whooped.
Cute winter boots. You got to get yourself
around and find out.
Well, 'tis the season. I mean,
it is the season, he says.
But I want to fill you in on a little secret. You see, the vast majority of us conservatives, we got our first pair of cute winter boots when we were as early as 4 to 5 years old. And we were properly trained on how to wear and use our cute little boots. And you see, the vast majority of us, we don't care what season it is. It could be the middle of summer. It could be 110 degrees outside. But I promise you, we wear our cute winter boots everywhere we go. Not because we hope to use them, not because we want to use them, just in case we find ourselves in a big old shitstorm and we need to protect ourselves or the innocents around us. You know, even though we might not want to use them, we have no problem protecting people.
That's another part, is that where if you're not used to if you're used to using winter boots, then you might understand the immense power. And maybe you're already aware that you don't want to get into this. They're not aware of exactly how that is. It's again, I am a little afraid. Michael, I'll start this. We'll come back to this near the end of the stream because I do want to talk about it, but we'll keep it moving. Michael said, I wish I carried mine more often. I keep my boots at home for the most part. Yeah, I mean, I cannot. That's one of the biggest reasons that I wanted to move out of Jersey. Before, the main reason was just like I don't like the winter. I don't like the winter at all. But once I had my eyes opened as to why the Second Amendment actually is important, and it's not, and the cute winter boots aren't just like scary and for mean people. It really opened my eyes, and I was like, yeah, I gotta get out of here and get me some cute winter boots.
Even though we might not want to use them, we have no problem protecting people. So I hope this helps some of you make a better decision in your life.
It won't.
Think twice about getting your little cute winter boots.
You gotta.
And again, the notion of the fact that this is all a game. We're playing a game. You're not understanding that this is real life, and you never have. But now when you're bringing it into you didn't have anything but sticks and rocks, so it didn't really matter. Now shit's getting serious. Context said barefoot shoe brands don't have many cheap but good options for winter boots. Not really cute either. Yeah, not quite. But I guess they won't care about any of that kind of stuff, right? Whatever. The ends justify the means. The ends justify the means. It doesn't matter what I said before. It doesn't matter what principles I had before. Now, this is what I need to say to be right. So that's what I'm going to say. Matthew said, move to PA. Winter still sucks, but we can wear boots anywhere. You can move an hour west and be okay. Well, if I'm going to move, I'm getting out of the cold. If I'm going to move, I'm getting out of the cold. I'm trying to go like Arizona, Nevada, that general region, the Southwest. If I move, if I move again, I am not going to be cold ever again unless I choose to be. Anyway, said, didn't Biden famously say that the government's got F-16s? So how are you going to fight the government? Well, they wouldn't do that to us because, like I said, doesn't matter what was said yesterday. Today is a new day.
Think twice about getting your little cute winter boots.
You gotta love common sense people. I love it. I freaking love these people. They make me feel less crazy in this crazy world. And I will say for the crazy liberals out there, this maybe is a step up because, before when Donald Trump first won in November, they were shaving their heads, wearing blue bracelets.
Bro, I forgot about the 4B movement. Remember the 4B movement? It didn't even make it until the inauguration. They couldn't even make it to the inauguration. Put one in the chat if you don't even remember what 4B was. That is hilarious. I did not, but I will definitely take a look. Matthew said, I can get behind that. Question, why am I here every winter? Fucking family ties. Yeah, well, my parents are, they're getting ready to move somewhere out of the cold as well. So, I mean, I'm like, maybe I'll just come with you. Hoes being hoes and boys being boys.
One in November, they were shaving their heads, wearing blue bracelets, and swearing off intimacy with men completely. And on behalf of every human male, thank you. These people are crazy. We know it. They're insane. It's what they do. It's who they are. It's why they are the left. It's why they lost the election and why they're going to continue to lose elections because they're insane. Nothing more to say. Let me know down below what you think of this term cute.
So yeah, Dylan said the media and the political establishment is really pushing for a war among civilians. And there's two things that I have to say to that because we have to separate. We have to understand that, number one, this is a grassroots movement. As far as I understand, there's been nobody significant in power that's been like, okay, here's what we're doing. But to the other side of that is the reason there's this grassroots movement to be not only so blatant, but so extreme is because of the media and everything. And like we were just talking about when Luke Beasley was on the Culture War, and he was like, well, we don't need to worry about the word fascism, which is convenient for that conversation. But if you didn't need to worry about the word fascism, then why the fuck did you use it so much? Because they didn't think ahead. It's just whatever helps me right now. I got one for you. Size 45 boot if you want it. I mean, hey, yeah. Like, do I need? There's one in every evidence locker in the U.S. Well, I never turned down free shit. You know what I'm saying? I got you. Well, yeah, you're in Discord, right? Hit me up. We'll talk. We'll talk. Amongst the nights that I knew that 4B thing wouldn't last past the end of the year. I honestly thought that there would be like something from it. Like, I thought there would be like a trend, at least between November and the end of the year, girls being like, I was doing this and I did that for 4B. No, they like, some of them were like, okay, we're doing this. A small number of them actually did shave their heads. And then they went dark. And of course we knew that it wasn't going to last, but like I expected something, at least for the gram, you know what I mean? At least for social media. I would have expected it, but nothing. So, all right, let's move into my spy. This is our spy. She is on our term, or on she is on our team. So this all started 3 days ago. 3 days ago, as far as I understand it. Right click, so my feet are so big. I need Magnum boots. I'll say dilly to that. Get the Magnums. The ladies love them. All right, let's see what is up with our spy.
Have you guys seen what the liberals are up to today?
Let's see. All right, so okay, this is the loudest. This one, I don't know if they're all this quiet, but this is the volume. So let me know if you want me to turn myself down, all that stuff.
Have you guys seen what the liberals are up to today? Look up cute winter boots. They are planning something. They are posting lots of videos and giving heads up as to where immigration is and where they're headed. They're helping illegal.
Would that not be like obstruction of justice or like aiding and abetting? Like, if you're just not saying anything, that's one thing. But if you're helping, that's illegal, right?
Is and where they're headed. They're helping illegal immigrants obtain, what's. They're
Cute winter boots.
Planning to go head to head with immigration officers, ICE. Yes, that's right. Blue-haired, anime-loving,
mask wearings
are planning to go head to head with tactically trained officers. Anyway, if you want to go down the rabbit hole, there are Discord servers. It's all over TikTok. They're trying to keep it very stealthy. It's not stealthy when the whole TikTok knows what it's about. Okay, so I went down this rabbit hole.
So she made a whole playlist here. There's about 10 of these, so it's not a long thing. But get ready, because this is her, like she said, going into the Discords and all of that stuff. Matthew King said, actively restricting law enforcement is a crime. That's what I thought. And like, again, I ain't no snitch. Not trying to say, well, that we should be licking boots, but I'm in favor of these people getting out of our country.
Okay, so I went down this rabbit hole of the cute winter boots all day long. I was supposed to paint. Anyway.
And that's right. Just saying, come on. Most libtards can't even get out of the basement. It really begs the question of where this is going to go. Where is this going? I mean, they're talking about Luigi, Mangione, and all that stuff. I mean, I would not get too comfortable unless you are strapped actively.
I was supposed to paint. Anyway, it's giving more Antifa vibes to me than it is just triggered liberal. They're referring a lot to bonfires and a big bonfire. And everyone has to be at this bonfire and make sure you bring specific items to the bonfire. They're also referring to Luigi a lot. The deny, defend, depose. They're referring to eating the rich, and the olive barky is what they're calling it.
Soon, I hope.
I'm a little confused because when I first started seeing videos, it seemed like it was really referring to immigration and protesting, the deportation of illegal immigrants. But now I'm kind of feeling like it's just a laundry list of complaints.
just like the left. Can't stay focused unless it's a top-down message. They can't keep getting away with it. Yeah, shout out to Jesse Pinkman. Speaking of TikTok, there's a guy who does Jesse Pinkman in different areas. Come here, bud. And he did like Jesse Pinkman if he played Squid Game. Like, hey man, I played this game before. Bitch, don't I don't know. I can't do it, but he's great at it.
Just a laundry list of complaints from the left, which it's not surprising, right? So yeah, I'll continue to just kind of go down the rabbit hole. You guys have sent me a lot of great videos, and keep doing it because I live for rabbit holes like this.
I said shit. Me too. All right. So they're asking for the updates.
Spying on liberals was not on my 2025 bingo card, but here we are. So I've been in the Discord pages this morning. And you guys have sent me a bunch of Discord pages. Thank you. Okay, so far I haven't seen a whole lot. Very chaotic, but I did find one that they're planning in every single state. They have it all set up. Every state has their own chat. So each state is supposed to be planning a protest on the 29th. They're going to start at libraries.
29th. That's 2 days. That's 2 days, guys.
They're encouraged to wear MAGA hats, cover their face, cover their tattoos, change their shoes, and bring fire starters, bring fireworks, and explosives, basically. So that one I actually recorded because no.
Good for you, girl. Good for you.
Other than that, the only thing I'm really seeing right now is they are kind of accusing each other, kind of turning on each other, because they're getting paranoid. It sounds like they're trying to spot feds, and they're trying to determine if people are MAGA supporters because
that's why you shouldn't advertise your covert operation on TikTok.
they know that they're just sharing these Discord pages on TikTok, so other people are in there. They are teaching each other.
Well, you gotta be on TikTok to report it. Shout out to TikTok.
People are in there. They are teaching each other how to spot MAGA supporters, and one guy said the way you can tell.
Oh, this is gonna be good. This is gonna be good. The one way you can tell a Trump supporter just said revolutionaries always eat their own. Yeah, there's always this level of purity and mixed with the paranoia that never lets anybody get support from within the group. Because it's like, are you a Fed? Are you a Fed? Are you a MAGA? And yeah, exactly. They generally do end up eating their own. But what do you think? What do you think is the one thing that they think is how you can identify a MAGA?
Supporters. And one guy said the way you can tell is if a MAGA supporter flinches when they say a rainbow, you know that they support Donald Trump.
Bruh. You think that I can't pretend? Proper English is a good sign. Yep. Large bulge. I don't know about anybody else. I mean, right click. Seem to be in the club. You know what I'm saying? In the clear. We all friends. The fact that if they see a rainbow, they're gonna flinch. Like, you don't think that I could pretend to not care? I mean, I already don't really care unless you're shoving it down children's throats. But yeah, just look out for people who can't stand the sight of a rainbow. That's the surefire way. The surefire way. Shout out to Skittles. Shout out to Skittles. Dylan said, I mean, if it's that BIPOC pride with ice cream sprinkles flag, then it would make me cringe. Well, they'd catch you in 1 second, Dylan. You would not be a good spy.
A rainbow, you know that they support Donald Trump. And I'm like, these people. Stupid. These people. I feel bad for them. Anyway, I will keep you guys updated when I have something a little more exciting going on.
All right. So now she's, you can see in the comments, people were asking, she said it was organized by state. So she's like, all right, well, what's going on in my state?
Okay. So there's quite a bit in the New Hampshire Telegram channel. They are discussing quite a few different locations, and I'll tell you what those are in just a second. But they're also talking a lot about doing trash dumps, which is savage, bro. Someone said that.
So I was not familiar with this tactic. Like, I understand what trash is. So I understand you're dumping trash all over the place, but like, what is the protest value of just dumping trash everywhere? I don't get it.
Savage, bro. Someone said that they love the trash dump idea because they're very unhinged in the area. And a couple years back, they did like a trash dump where they overtook this town. And the amount of trash was so bad that bears came in and someone was actually mauled by a bear. What? That's insane.
So that's their plan in New Hampshire, to go to government buildings and dump trash all over so that a bear eats somebody. Brilliant!
So they have protests planned at the state capitol, 9 a.m. January 29th.
Put on. Oh, actually, you know what? We are making that a poll. Oh, so somebody did actually hear of cute winter boots before this. But let's see. Do you think there will be CWB? Not kids with whatever right click said. Cute winter boots. Do you think there will be CWB protests? That's what, 2 days from now? So that's on Wednesday. Right? It's Monday, right? Yeah. So do you think they will do it? Will they do it? It's I mean, depending on the state, you might be getting good weather. And they are yikes. Like I said, Dan, the whole bear versus man argument has reached new heights. They've joined forces. Libs are all talk. And again, I hope you are right. I hope you are right, sir. But there's too many who are crazy enough that because they think they have the group behind them, that they'd be willing to do things that they otherwise wouldn't be willing to do. So I'm scared. I'm scared because then what? Then what?
Capitol, 9 a.m. January 29th. They also have one planned at State House in Concord. They said 9 a.m. was too early, so they're going to start it at noon. Someone from New York
can't even get up to save your country and get in a revolution. But can we sleep in?
Loser. Started at noon. Someone from New York is in that channel. They said on the 28th, they're doing a trash dump in New York City at Trump Tower.
Okay, that's tomorrow. So let's see if there's a trash dump and anybody gets mauled by bears in front of Trump Tower in New York City.
Dump in New York City at Trump Tower. I don't know that they had a time for that one.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I like to sleep in, but like, you know, DebateCon is in a couple weeks and it starts at 10 a.m. And Andrew Wilson's starting off the day. So I got to see that. Muncie 9 said, I think a few might, but when they see how few they are, it's going to fizzle out. I hope so. It might go the complete opposite way. And they think, oh, we're the only real ones. Everybody bitched out and we're here. We got to make this happen. Again, liberal talk. So probably not. But if I was a betting man, I really don't know. If I was a betting man, I'd say there's at least one. There's at least one out there who's going to try some shit. Unless they meant gay bears, in which case, I guess it's anyone's guess. The way they talk, I have no idea. You could be spot on. Any film said historically, liberals are not all talk. Liberalism leads to socialism, fascism, and communism. That's I mean, not exactly that. What I'm saying, you're definitely right, but I'm saying it's not necessarily a foregone conclusion. Now, this iteration of what a liberal is not the same thing as a historical liberal, or who his liberals historically were. So hopefully, this is just all fun. But I really don't know. It's if history doesn't repeat itself, it sure as shit rhymes.
Dump in New York City at Trump Tower. I don't know that they had a time for that one. They're talking about getting permits. They also are talking about everyone sending their child's school this script that basically goes over how they're afraid that their kid is going to be mistaken as an immigrant and just precautions to make sure that doesn't happen, which, I mean...
Why? What? Would the school, I mean, I guess if that's a thing, then that would be a reasonable thing to worry about. But I don't think that's a thing. Me neither. I'm 169. Nothing would surprise me at this point.
To make sure that doesn't happen, which, I mean, do you? If you're a parent, I understand that might be a concern.
Is it? Again, is it? I mean, that sounds racist at its core. Like, oh, I'm brown, so they might round me up. What? Aren't you a U.S. citizen? Yeah. Don't say, because these kids are just pawns in their parents' delusion. Let's give that a dilly dilly. Whether it's the Munchausen by proxy with the transes, or it's this, we got to use our kids to make it seem like this is worse so that we have a reason to go buy our cute winter boots. True. Context said they're all talk, but in the small chance they do take action, or will just flop and make them look even worse. Well, there's also the aspect of the government. And is the government going to use the fact that there's this grassroots movement to send in, a mercenary to do this, that, whatever? And they're like, oh no, the liberals, blah, blah, blah. They've already lost control of having the establishment in their pocket on the left. So this might be a good opportunity to let some dumb schmuck go do something like this, and then the mainstream media can easily turn on the left, and now they are more in line with what people actually want to see. Not saying it is going to happen. I'm just saying it definitely could. Shout out to Jeff Pearson. Thank you so very much. No question, no comment, just pure love of the puppy. Thank you, sir. Add into that swogo, guys. 3 more, and I'm on the floor. 3 more, guys, and I'm on the floor. And of course, Jeff, that makes you the new sponsor of the stream. Very, very much appreciated, sir.
And I understand that might be a concern. There's a lot of college students in there, and they have QR flyers that they're putting around their colleges.
Of course, it's all college kids.
Another person posted this video in there, and it was about how they're not understanding what eat the rich means, that their people are getting upset about someone who might just go on vacation to Hawaii. And this girl's like, you guys don't even understand what eat the rich means. Like, we're not talking about someone who's just in a higher tax bracket. We're talking.
Shout out again to Jeff. Thank you so very, very much.
Islands. So again, it's just they're not on the same page with a lot of things. But this is kind of what I saw in the New Hampshire. It does seem like they're a little bit more organized than some of the other states. So anyway.
Yeah, that's exactly, Mike. When they're afraid that their child is going to get scooped up, you're presupposing ISIS is rounding up people based on how they look. Bingo. That's not how it works. Oh, it is racist. This is just one of their problems. If that was their worst problem, I would be totally fine with this and laughing all the way. And I'm cracking the fuck up, but I'm scared. And even to clarify, I'm not talking about liberalism as much as I'm talking about the left. Yep, fair enough. And that's got the both sides of it, where the left previously has been very powerful in whether it's messaging or a lot of other things. It's not just the limp-wristed losers. It's people that they back. So we never know. Which is 9 said these dumbasses aren't even paying enough attention to know that the focus of the moment is on those who've committed crimes since being here. They don't care. They need a thing to do. That's not, if it does happen that someone comes down and does whatever, that's going to be again somebody who is looking at all the LARPing and just taking it one step further. But the LARPing is based on we need something to do. We need something, like everything that's happening with Trump is good right now. So they just don't have anything. Context said, send them to their rooms and tell them to clean it while they're at it. Or no ice cream. Come on, man. Be the parents they never had. I ain't your daddy unless... I'm not going to say that one, but There we go. All right. Some food for thought on cute winter boots.
Okay, so a couple things I want to say. As I've been researching each state, and I've only gotten through a couple, you guys, it's a little time consuming.
I was surprised she didn't do like, New York, Pennsylvania, Jersey, tri-state area. I would have thought that's the hub, the hub, the main hub of all the crazy stuff. She said they have the thing at Trump Tower, but in terms of going state by state.
But I know a lot of people think this is really funny, and yes, there are some funny things. Like the cute winter boots is what started all of this, right? But when you start going through some of these chats, there are some very radical people involved in these chats, and so it just takes one person who wants to take a peaceful protest and turn it into something not so peaceful.
Just takes one. It just takes one. And again, these hive-minded morons, once somebody crosses that barrier, oh, that's what we're doing now? Okay.
That could potentially harm innocent bystanders, and just keep that in mind. Okay, I know, I get it. I get people are like, we're not scared of the other side, but
I am. I'll put it out there. I'm small. I have no cute winter boots, so just say.
Some of the stuff I'm seeing in these Telegram channels are disturbing. They're scary. I mean, I just saw someone post a list of YouTube videos that included how to win in a fight, and what to pack in a tactical combat assault bag.
Yeah, we saw that one with Orange is the new Lizzo, right?
How to use tactics and combat in urban areas, and these people are planning on being at these protests. So that's what I'm going to say about that. I am going through states, so if you guys want me to look at your state, let me know. But anyway, that's just kind of wanted to throw that out there, because some of this stuff kind of freaks me out. If you're a parent and your kids go to the library on Wednesdays, I probably would keep my kid home that day, personally. Just going to say.
Winter boots, and have you heard it before on social media? And what are your thoughts about?
Okay. Okay. Orange. Look at that. Michael said, "You guys feel bad at all for the abuela living in Cali for the last 15 years who've raised children here and are now being sent back to a country where they have nothing and no one?" Yes, absolutely. I feel bad. Does that mean? Well, yes, I feel bad. I also feel bad that somebody who, was just, 22 years old at a party and decided, I was drinking, but I'm probably good. And you get pulled over and you get a DUI. I feel bad that that person has to go through that too. That doesn't mean I think they shouldn't go through it. I understand that it's a harrowing thing, but that's on abuela. That's on abuela. That's not on me. That's not on ICE. That's not on the children. That's on abuela. We have laws, and you decided not to follow them. If you thought it was worth the risk, I mean, hey, that's your life to live. That's your family. But that's the gamble. I just had that. Speaking of the date that I went on, I was saying, like, even though it was a good date, I still got all these thoughts. That probably wasn't even worth it. It's probably gonna be whatever. That's understand. It was still a good date. The chances of it not working out was always there. The chances of this happening was always there. Shout out to Orange is the new fat. I think I like Orange is the new Lizzo, but okay. We'll split the difference. Dilly, sir. So we feel bad, but it should have never gotten that bad in the first place. Bingo. I still say we should be able to provide some way to stay, but we gotta send the message. Absolutely. I think that those situations, if let's just say a magical world where all of the all of the illegal immigrants who've committed crimes of any sort outside of the actual crossing into the border, let's say all of them are gone. At that point, if that can happen, then if there's some type of bill or something to say, like, okay, we've gotten, the illegal immigration under control. It is, starting now, anchor babies are not a thing. But because of these types of circumstances, we understand that, that's not ideal, and providing some way to stay. But That's down the road. That's down the road. You mean rhyme with the original one? Well, I mean, who cares about that? Who cares about that? Fine, you win. You win. Where are we at? Dylan Suit said, I feel bad, but I also didn't come into another country the wrong way and got too deep into the American life without doing all you can to be a citizen. That's it. That's it. It's that simple. And again, you can have emotions that, I can feel for this person. And also understand that, God damn it, that's the way it has to be. Because as we see, if that's not the way that it is, then we're just going to have more and more and more and more of a problem. So it is, yes, absolutely. To answer the question, yes, I feel bad. But Abuela never should have crossed the border, or what she got here, do what you got to do to become a citizen. And I think a lot of people, because it's so easy to just lay under the radar, then they don't. And they have these families and they integrate into society and they feel like, oh, this is my home. Just because you've been sleeping on my couch for 10 years doesn't make this your house. That's not how it works. Like I said, I just think we shouldn't forget to have empathy for people. I don't want to turn into the heartless bastard the libs are making me out to be. I hear you, man. I hear you. And that is, what makes, I'm not going to say, completely left and right, but in general, that's what makes people like us better people than people like that. Because we do actually have that empathy and we have strong principles and we're willing to stick to them, even if it is not, nice and happy for everybody. But because we have the principles and we stick to them. All right, South Carolina, here we go. I'll give you a sec to adjust the volume if you need to.
Guys, here's what I found for South Carolina.
Okay, that's a little better.
It's quite a bit. I'll start from kind of the end. It doesn't look like they actually have anything planned for the 29th. They don't think that they're going to have a big enough demonstration on the 29th. So
I didn't. I liked it.
They are planning on meeting in person that day. They are switching from Telegram and Discord to Keybase. So I'm going to have to figure out how to get into Keybase.
Keybase. Have you guys ever heard of Keybase? Let's go to our poll. So do you think there will be a cute winter boots protest? Or do you think there will be protest on Wednesday? It's close. It's close. I'm going to keep it up for a little more. We got 8 votes. Let's see if we can get to 10 and get a full 10 votes. 2 more people hit that shit. Guamsek was saying to Michael about having empathy. For sure. I'm hoping we can take a step towards empathy when we get the country back on track. Bingo. As much as I hate it, you can only support when your house is in order. You can only pour from, or you can't pour from an empty cup. It don't work.
Keybase. So I'm going to have to figure out how to get into Keybase because they don't want to talk about any more protesting stuff in that page. But I'm going to tell you.
Oh, they're learning. They're learning.
A couple of things I saw in the page that I found very concerning. Someone commented.
She's reading from a paper. So Greg was saying she needs to be learning all the proper authorities with this evidence and they can catch them in the act / hopefully prevent it. I think the implication is that she is. She said specifically with the one she is. She reported that one, but I agree. Again, being a former liberal, being formerly on the left, then being helping the cops isn't necessarily something that is a natural thing to me, but this rises to the level, right? Shout out to equality and deference because vagina. I said, watch out for rampaging soy boys. Oh, I missed it. They're a-coming. They're a-coming. Welcome to the party. Don't said I don't, but I don't, but I don't, but be ready to go if there is. Whether it's the protest, so you don't think it's gonna be a protest, but be ready to go if there is. Whether it's a day or the day before or after that planned day. Yeah, they might be throwing out the 29th, saying planning to do the 28th and all that stuff. We will see. We will see tomorrow. Trump Tower, 9 a.m. We gonna know. We gonna know.
Very concerning. Someone commented in there if he was allowed to suggest basically assassinating political figures. That to me is very scary. And another one was someone posted this list of YouTube videos for them to go watch.
Oh, I would pay for that list. I would pay for that list. Oh my Lord.
These videos had things like teaching combat survival and tactics for urban environments, how to win a...
Is it cute? I mean, to give them credit, if we want to measure up the level of effectiveness in creating, maybe not creating damage, but like just having an not effective protest, but because I'm talking about, I'm trying to bring in Antifa here and compare Antifa to QAnon. Like, if you compare QAnon protests, I mean, they never really did anything that crazy. We had J6, but again, that wasn't really specifically a QAnon thing, and it also wasn't really that bad. Whereas Antifa, y'all remember the Summer of Love. Y'all remember the Chaz and Chop. They will do the crazy shit if they have the numbers. Like Click said, I've been watching those kind of videos for years. Drop some in the Discord. Let's see what exactly they are saying. Yeah, exactly. The Chaz Chop. I guess the pizza guy was probably the worst QAnon thing. That comment pizza, or are you talking a different thing? I don't remember pizza guy. But again, that's how out of touch I am with that side of thing. Whereas a normal left-wing voter is going to be right up and understanding what Antifa does and where they were and what they're planning and all that stuff. It's just, it's not comparable. Dylan said they very well will do the thing, but they don't actually think things through. And say that again. Quality and Denver said, and we still don't know who the fuck the people who did the actual breaking on Jan 6 are. Because they don't want us to know. They don't want to. Well, I mean, it probably, shout out to Ray Epps, right? I mean, I think Ray Epps was specifically clear, but people like Ray Epps. Definitely. Agent provocateurs. So the guy who went, so that was the P-gate. I don't even know if you're allowed to say that anymore, but yeah, but that was pre-QAnon. That was pre-QAnon. That was like 2014-ish, right? Mr. Nine said, I think the biggest thing QAnon supporters did was recite the presidential oath of office. They're harmless. They're harmless. Yeah, I remember that. All right.
How to win a fight. And
what do you mean how to win? Oh, you shoot the other person before they shoot. You need instructions on that?
A fight. And urban combat survival and assault pack setup. There was many more, all of which were violent in nature. That to me is concerning. So I'm just going to say, if you live in South Carolina, be careful. There wasn't a whole lot on there. At the end of the chat right now, what they're kind of talking about is trying to make people realize how bad inflation is. Hello.
Claudia said, I'm guessing either FBI or Ewoks. The Ewoks would be stacked on each other's shoulders like the Three Stooges. Well, that could work.
There's a reason that we voted Donald Trump in, but what they're trying to do is they're trying to flip it and make flyers that they're going to give out that show how much inflation has happened in the last, week that Donald Trump's been in office. So they're trying to blame it on him. But that's kind of where we left off. It looks like they're switching platforms from Telegram and Discord to something called Keybase. I've never even heard of this. So anyway, that's your update.
All right, let's see what we got from Oregon.
Okay, people are asking for Oregon, so I'm going to give you some Oregon, and then I am going to tell you guys, there's no way I'm going to be able to do every single one of these states. So what I'm kind of thinking we'll do is we'll either do a live tonight or tomorrow night, and during that live, we can just kind of like go through their chats and see what everyone's talking about, and you can just request what state there. Let me know if that works for you. Okay, so Oregon chat. There's not a whole lot of organizing happening as when it comes to like dates and times and stuff like that. It doesn't seem like they have a rally actually scheduled for the 29th. There is, however, a protest for Palestine on the 29th at 11:30 at Park Blocks. So there's that. But they were talking a lot about how they don't think they could peacefully protest because it wouldn't be effective.
That's when we saw in the first video that, waiting 4 years is not going to help. Peaceful protests aren't going to get us anywhere. And I mean, yeah, like we voted. We voted. And so they think they need to be violent. So the People's Republic of the Pacific Northwest, a.k.a. Oregon and Washington State. Yup. It says in here, we thought sparkle vampires were the worst thing from Oregon. They still might be. Remember.
We're discussing legal fees and how expensive it is to get arrested at.
I didn't fall for shit. I don't know who y'all talking to.
These types of, events. And they also were discussing wearing body cams because they think that the cops are going to turn off their body cam. So they're going to wear one to protect themselves. That's pretty much all when it came to Oregon. Oh, here's
she is. Well, Quality point out, is she saying organ chat? She talks to livers and kidneys. She also said, what did she say before? There was something else that she said weird. I forget, but she talks weird. But hey, she's getting us the scoop.
Another thing. They kept telling the admins in the chat, kept saying, stop talking about violence and militia in this chat. Like, we know there's feds in this chat. Stop doing it. Stop doing it. And they're like just arguing back and forth. And they just basically said, like, you can't do that in this chat until we get to the next chat.
That's what it was. She said Palestine. What? Like, what you mean? East Palestine, Ohio, or like Palestine?
So it's almost like the group is like cool with violence, but they know that they're being watched right now, so they're trying to quiet that part of it down.
Smart.
I know I mentioned libraries earlier because in their welcome message, they brought up meeting at libraries, but the
wait, and they wait, there was no candy? There was no candy?
What? More that I'm going through their Discord stuff, the more I'm starting to realize that libraries is a code word for something else. I tried to search to see what library was code word for because a lot of other people in the chat are asking, what's library code word for?
Anyone know what the lefties are using libraries to mean?
And it sounds like it is places of interest. So it's not a specific place. It's not the library. Just to clarify, because I know now people are probably freaked out. Like, I can't go to the library. I don't think it's the library. Okay. I think it is a code word, just like cute winter boots. They're now
said East Palestine is going to be renamed Nuketown.
Using Hummingbird. They're now using bonfire, snowmen. Like, it's a code word. So I know I mentioned libraries earlier.
And more. Is that the last one? All right. So that is the last update as of 2 days ago. Seems like she is chill. Let's check out the rest of her profile here. Anything new?
What up, guys? So many people want to know what protests are going to happen in their state. And this morning I went through the Discord page. And I went through the states, and there's like no organizing happening.
I don't even know what they're talking about, but that is a really good guess. That they're talking about libraries, but they actually mean churches. I don't think they would be talking about dive bars, but churches makes a lot of sense. It also might just be general for like a government building, because again, I've seen it where people are talking about Trump supporters, but it's mainly about ICE and the immigration thing. As far as I've seen, this is about as far as I've dug into it. But yeah, wild.
Not really even any chatting happening. So the Discord pages were the pages that I found through the cute winter boot TikToks. Then we were on the Voices Ignited. been psycho. Voices Ignited Telegram page, and that's where I was getting lots of information because they had really good engagement, lots of people, they were organizing well, all the things. They kicked me out. And I know I ruffled some feathers because I've
very possible
heard it about 1,000 times in my comment section about the fact that this group is not violent. So I'm going to go ahead and clarify. I'm not saying that that group or that organization is violent. I was saying that there were a couple things that I saw in the chat that were concerning. That being said, I think everyone has the right to protest. We have the right to free speech.
Sure.
If you want to get together, you want to organize something, you want to make positive change, do it. Do you. I mean, that's great, right? But people on my channel who are following the series are concerned about 2020 Antifa type protests happening in and around their states.
Well, that's what you said. It's giving Antifa. That's what you said.
And they want to stay safe. So that's why I've been looking through these pages. It's not to try to, ruin your guys' plans. Like you do, just anyway.
I guess she's not reporting these things. She only reported the one. And I mean, yeah, I get the notion that if people are just planning protests, that's one thing. But you saw the violent rhetoric. So they should all be reported.
Right. I had to clarify that. A lot of people are asking me, what are these protests about? Sounds like it's about fighting the oligarchy. That's what I'm getting from it. Anyway, guys, I hope you have a good day. That's the update for right now. I know I mentioned
right. So that's the playlist that I had. I think I follow her, right?
Libraries earlier.
Yeah, I am following her. So any updates come through, and we can definitely talk about that. So in case you just came in here, shout out to LFR family. We got some wildness here. This is the same thing we played at the beginning, but in case you missed it, and yeah, shout out to Morty. Don't forget, guys, every donation comes with a treat for Morty. 3 more, and I'm on the floor.
YNs, all you with your Glocks and your switches and your shiesties, we need you right now at the White House. We're not doing that grazing his skin.
All right, so before we play this again, I just want you to know what YNs are. Raise your hands, class, if you know what YNs is, okay? YN.
Anybody? Before we get that, we'll go to our poll about the CWB, and 67% of you said no. I didn't think they doing shit, and I hope you are right. I hope you are right. Anybody on YN? Y'all know what YN means? Come on, y'all ain't up on the lingo.
Class, if you know what YNs is, okay? YN. YN is young niggas, okay, who wear all black and got on a little mask that cover their whole face.
Antifa, black Antifa.
And
black
they keep
Tifa.
a switch in their pocket. All right, that's a semi-automatic weapon with an illegal extended clip that when they press the trigger one time, the whole the whole clip empties. So it's a makeshift Uzi. So she's calling all young niggas to go to the White House with
young neighbors,
their switches, and do what she's asking them to do. All right. So let me go ahead and play this again uninterrupted. Let's get it.
And yes, again, as you can see, this was posted onto TikTok. There was no, this isn't like somebody, private. This was posted publicly.
Hit the like button, gang.
YN?
Yeah. If you ain't hit the like button, hit that like button. Oh, you guys have been hit the like button. Thank you so much. And guys, if you are new here, welcome. That is Morty, and I am your host, Lutch, aka the Indian Jesus, here to resurrect the second coming of Common Sense. Make sure you subscribe. I am live every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern, and sometimes whenever I feel like it. Young Noggles, you can. I just think that it's one of those words where it could catch you up in the bad side of the algorithm. So in the same way, you could say died. You could say got shot. You definitely can. The way you could say those things. We use algo speak because we don't want to give them a reason to shadow ban or block or especially if you're just making videos and you rely on the ad money, all of that kind of stuff.
All right, so let me go ahead and play this again uninterrupted. Let's get it. Hit the like button, gang.
YNs, all you your Glocks and your switches and your shiesties, we need you right now at the White House. We're not doing that grazing his skin, his ear, okay? We're going full-blown Lincoln, full-blown Kennedy right now. Like, off with that head. I'm sorry. Like, I know we're not supposed to wish death upon people, and it doesn't matter, like, which side they're on.
You know, principles. You know, being a decent human being.
Blah, blah, blah. No. I don't give a anymore. I don't give a anymore. And you obviously know that because I'm posting this.
Fair enough. Did you ever care about human life, or is this just who you are? I think I know the answer. I think Claudia Deverson, I'm sure she's done a full blowing. You guys on fire tonight. Oh, she's got more.
I don't give a anymore. And you obviously know that because I'm posting this. Off with it. Someone get up there. I need someone with precision that knows what they're doing.
Just even right there. Like, do you realize how, okay, maybe not a bad, never mind. I was going to say, like, you're already talking about somebody who shot him in the head. If he didn't turn his head, you can't get much more precision than that. Gontek said, Nuggles sounds like a slur from Lord of the Rings. I'm going to start using it. No, I'm drinking alcohol. If an alcohol company wants to sponsor me, then I'll get rid of the mug and show your shit on stream. We getting drunk.
I need someone with precision that knows what they're doing. I'm about to call up the YNs in Beaumont, Texas, because of what's going on. And
Nuggles, yep.
I don't know. I mean, maybe if you shoot him, maybe the next president will give you a pardon for it and you'll be released out of jail. So, like, you know.
God damn. The balls. Shout out to Funk Master General. Welcome to the party, sir. Said precision. Is she talking? She's talking to the wrong crowd with that request. You got that right. Thank you so much for the treat for the Overlord. And of course, sir, that makes you the new sponsor of the stream. Guys, we got 8 minutes left. 8 minutes left. 2 more, and I'm on the floor. 2 more, and I'm on the floor. Thank you so very, very much. Let's see what Van here has to say about our girl.
Here's what I charge you. Here's what I say to this. This is no different from constantly from CNN, MSNBC, ABC, CBS, The View, other people, AOC, constantly calling Trump and everybody that rock with Trump, Hitler and Nazi and those type of things. It's constantly letting people know that these people or this person is the worst of the worst, and you guys have a ticket. You guys got the green light to go and do the worst to the worst person. Because in multiplication, a negative times a negative equals a positive. That's how they look at it. And as she just now said, and if you do it, guess what? The next president will pardon you for doing it. Think about that.
The like how you could get to a conclusion that that's a real thing. I could get how you could think this and be frustrated and be just talking shit around your friends and whatever. But again, to post this publicly online, and we know the internet is forever insane. And the video's deleted. But of course, now a bunch of people have it on their streams now because we've all seen it and people knew, oh, this is going to be good. Let me save this immediately. Crazy. Hey, shout out to Kwame Guamtech. No question, no comment, just pure love of the game. and a treat for Morty. Thank you, thank you, thank you so very, very much, guys. $2, $2, one more. I am on the floor. Thank you so very, very much. Let's dive right back in here. Hold on. I'll type to you.
Well, pardon you for doing it. Think about that. This right here, young lady, could get you buried under the jail. Content creation is not meant for this. Okay, it's not meant for that type of stupidity. I don't care how young you are. This is dumb as hell. Do you not realize that you can go to jail for this? Young lady, hello, TikTok Nibbery, that's her name. You can go to jail for this. One of his fans could take care of you for this. Your ignorance could land your little black ass in jail. And I'm certain that your parents raised you better than this.
I don't know about all of that. Michael said the two halves of this country seem like they want each other dead. What can be done about that? Having the conversations, because the fact is that the overwhelming majority of what it seems of people who do not like Trump are not down with the cute winter boots. That's what it seems like. I could be very, very wrong, but it seems like most people are not about this. Again, that it's a loud minority. I think discussing why we have, why these types of positions and this type of reaction is so lacking in principle and logic and practicality and all of these things. I think there's enough people that, I mean, there was enough people as of November to be like, all right, too much. People don't love Trump, but we're not going further left. So I think as long as we keep doing what we are doing, as long as we don't be like, all right, well, we're gonna kill you. As long as we don't do that, I think it should be a more rational landscape. I hope. But I don't know. I really don't know. Reckon said, what's she so riled up about anyway? Just believing the lies? Trump is not racist. I mean, seems like it. Seems like it's just a general, I want him dead because I think it is. And because I'm saying, notice how most of these are young kids copying each other, speaking in platitudes. It's a clout competition. And again, I really am afraid that somebody's going to want to win that competition by actually following through. But you're absolutely right. You are absolutely right that it is. It's just about clout and virtue signaling, as it always has been on the left. But this just, I don't know, something in the air. It feels a little different. So these idiots are just trying to create a fascist government with their actions. They'll go so far to prove that they're right that they'll actually force the government to crack down on them and then the U.S. Yeah, I hope not. I hope not. But again, that goes back to, I think, similar to the 4B movement. I think if we just let it peter out, they're just trying to sniff their own farts. None of this is anything, that substantial. There's a lot of talk, but there's always a lot of talk. And like I said, the fair weather protesters, it's cold. I don't know if y'all remember Coney 2012 back in the day, but they had a thing and it was in like the winter and they wanted to have a protest in the spring and it just died out. People got bored. So that's what I am hoping. Before we, since that didn't take too long, I figured we'd give you a twofer. And JD Vance was just on Face of the Nation with Margaret something or another, and he handled her. So let's check that out. Guys, we got 2 minutes left on the Swole Goal. 2 minutes left. 2 minutes, $2, one super chat. It's in your hands. Let's do it. Nope.
Pete Hegseth, it was a tie. Bipartisan opposition, smallest margin since the job was created. You would break that tie.
Dilly to JD Vance. Hooah.
If the nominee can't unite your party, how's he going to lead 3 million people?
Well, look, I think Pete is a disruptor, and a lot of people don't like that disruption. But Margaret, that disruption is incredibly necessary. If you think about all of those bipartisan massive votes, we have to ask ourselves, what did they get us? They got us a country where we fought many wars over the last 40 years, but haven't won a war about as long as I've been alive. They've got us a military with a major recruitment crisis, a procurement price crisis that's totally
Gotcha, brother.
Functional, where we buy airplanes for billions and billions of dollars, terrible cost overruns. The delivery dates are always delayed. So,
Margaret so-and-so. I knew it was something like that.
We need a big change. Now, admittedly, there are people who don't like that big change, but it is necessary, and it's explicitly what Donald J. Trump ran on.
Hey, shout out to Right Click. That is 5 out of 5. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Said BMO is the best cat. BMO is the #1 best cat on the goddamn earth. If only BMO was as cool as a dog. But I'm just kidding. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Dilly, dilly, dilly to you guys. And that's what did I so that guys gets you 10. So we're gonna start another goal and see if we can get to add another 10 to that. Let's see. Thank you so much. And that's in case I forget, do not let me forget to leave the stream without doing my push-ups. Thank you, thank you, thank you, everyone who donated. Very much appreciative.
That big change, but it is necessary, and it's explicitly what Donald J. Trump ran on. And I think part of the reason why the American people elected him their 47th president.
So the main objective is changing all of that, that it's going to be Pete Hegseth alone?
I'd say the main problem the main thing that we want Pete Hegseth to do is to fix the problems at the Department of Defense. And unfortunately, there are many. Yep. We've gotten into way too many wars that we don't have a plan for winning. We've gotten into way too many misadventures that we shouldn't have got into in the very first place. And our procurement process, Margaret, is incredibly broken. We're in an era.
All right, guys. 5 of any size. 5 of any size gets you, what did I say? 5 super chats in general, any size gets 10 more. That's double. That's double. Coming at y'all with the fucking deal of a lifetime. Deal of a lifetime. Funkmaster said, sorry, bro, but Top Cat is the undisputable leader of the gang. Yikes. Yikes. Yeah, no, that was enough, but I'm just going to do it at the end so that we could, we're going to do it at the end. We're going to do it together. You definitely got us there. So thank you. We're just going to do it at the end so that, in case anybody's, focusing on this, they don't want to, break up the show. You know what I mean? But it is because of your 5th super chat that we did, in fact, reach the goal
in the very first place. And our procurement process, Margaret, is incredibly broken.
There's one from Funky Fresh Funk Master out sponsoring himself. Oh my goodness. Thank you, sir, for more. And we add 10 more. Thank you.
In the very first place. And our procurement process, Margaret, is incredibly broken. We're in an era.
Decisions.
Well, of course, they're policy decisions, but they're also logistical and implementation decisions. If you look at where we are with the rise of artificial intelligence, with the rise of drone technology and drone warfare.
I mean, I'm from Jersey. I've been seeing the drones.
We have to really, top to bottom, change the way that we fund the procurement of weapons, the way that we arm our troops. This is a major period of disruption, and we think Pete Hegseth is the guy to lead the job. Now, there's another element to this, Margaret, too, which is we believe that military morale, at least until the election of President Trump, was historically low. You had the Army missing recruitment goals by tens of thousands of soldiers, and already recruitment is starting to pick up because Pete Hegseth is fundamentally a warfighter's leader at the Department of Defense. He is a guy who sees not through the perspective of the generals or the bureaucrats. He looks at things through the perspective of the men and women that we send off to fight in our wars.
Both the Wall Street Journal and the National Review, conservative publications, as you know, have been critical of Tulsi Gabbard. The Review called her an atrocious nominee who deserves to be defeated.
Yeah, I have no idea. Where, Trump said Trump said he knew what they were, the drones, and that he would tell us. It's only been a week, so I'll be patient, but even so, I'm not really expecting any answers. I don't think that even if they do know, they probably are just spinning the wheels. Technically, we can't say this, but it's that. Who knows? Who cares? Who cares? I mean, obviously, I care enough to know, but if you're just going to give me some bullshit answer, then keep it to yourself.
Critical of Tulsi Gabbard. The review called her an atrocious nominee who deserves to be defeated. They compared her defense of Edward Snowden, the fugitive who stole U.S. secrets, to an attorney general who thinks the mob.
I thought he said he knew. Didn't he say he was going to tell us?
Gets a bad rap. Her refusal to accept U.S. intelligence findings that Assad gassed his own people, they said, was like a nominee for OMB director not being able to count.
What? So yeah, all these quotes from the National Review. She's an atrocious nominee, deserves to be defeated. Snowden is quite simply a traitor and a fugitive from the United States justice. A DNI pick taking his side as like an AG nominee, thinking the mob gets a bad rap. I mean, they did do that culture war on was life better under mob rule. Just saying. She doesn't concede that Assad was responsible for the gas attacks. Was he? Maybe he wasn't. Maybe he wasn't.
Does any of this give you pause putting her in charge of the U.S. intelligence
Nope.
community? Yes or no?
No, Margaret, look, these are publications that attacked Donald.
Yes, exactly. Snowden blew the whistle on spying on Americans. All Americans. And that's bad. Because oh, wait, no, that's good. She's sus, as the kids say.
This community. Yes or no?
No, Margaret, look, these are publications that attacked Donald J. Trump obsessively, but those publications don't determine who the president is, the
And
American
ultimately
people
supported
do.
him.
And Donald J. Trump is the person who determines who his cabinet is, not these publications that I think, frankly, have lost relevance. Here's Tulsi Gabbard.
How have they lost, or I should say, how they have lost relevance.
Cabinet is, not these publications that I think, frankly, have lost relevance. Here's
The Senate will
Tulsi
ultimately
Gabbard's.
decide.
Well, the Senate will
Bitch, can you let him fucking talk?
provide advice and consent as is its constitutional obligation, but I feel confident that Tulsi Gabbard will ultimately get through. Two things that are important to know about Tulsi. First of all, she is a career military servant who's had a classification at the highest levels for nearly 2 decades. She has impeccable character, impeccable record of service, and she also is a person who I think is going to bring some trust back to the intelligence services. The bureaucracy.
She also has this thing called intelligence, which is just not really a very common thing in government anymore.
Democrats at our intelligence services have gotten completely out of control. They've been part of the weaponization of our political system, the weaponization of our justice system. We need to have good intelligence services who keep us safe, but part of that is restoring trust in those services, and we think Tulsi is the right person to do it. That's
She
why
doesn't
the
trust
president.
those intelligence services.
She recognizes that.
Wait, what the fuck did she just say?
We think Tulsi is
Slow this down.
the right person to do it. That's
She
why the
doesn't trust
president.
those intelligence services.
Well, nor should she. She said, this bitch said Tulsi doesn't trust those intelligence agencies. That's because they're not trustworthy. Like I said, she's not a baddie, but who cares as long as she's smart. I mean, I think aside from, we're talking about Tulsi, aside from the acne that she has, which is just a pet peeve for me, I think she's a pretty person, but that's a deal breaker for me personally. But I think, I think it's like she got that gray streak I like. I do like that. I mean, I'll be lying if I said I wasn't. I said none of us trust those motherfuckers either. Exactly. Buckmaster General said she's smart enough to know when it was time to say things we like. Vis-a-vis Kamala Harris. Put a one in the chat. If you have not seen Tulsi take down Kamala in the, 2016 debate. Ended her career. Didn't even make it to the primaries. Right Click said she brings out the anti-war liberal in me. Those exist?
What?
Oh, wait. Not anymore. But I feel ya. Yeah, I think the fact that she, again, when you have people who know how to fight, when you have people like a lot of you guys who have a lot cute winter boots, then you understand the what's at stake when that is on the table, when that's in play. It's the people who have no idea who are ready to just, go full bore, say wild shit, all that kind of stuff. All right, we got a couple ones. Let's do it. And we got my side quest thing here. So let's see. We'll just take this one. Tulsi Gabbard. Oh, Kamala Harris. Was it the 2020 debate? I thought it was the...
Congresswoman Gabbard, you took issue with Senator Harris confronting Vice President Biden at the last debate. You called it a, quote, false accusation that Joe Biden is a racist. What's your response?
I want to bring the conversation back to the broken criminal justice system that is disproportionately negatively impacting Black and brown people all across this country today. Now, Senator Harris says she's proud of her record as a prosecutor and that she'll be a prosecutor president, but I'm deeply concerned about this record. There are too many examples to cite, but she put over 1,500 people in jail for marijuana violations and then laughed about it when she was asked if she ever smoked marijuana. She blocked evidence. She blocked evidence that would have freed an innocent man from death row until the courts forced her to do so. She kept people in prison beyond their sentences to use them as cheap labor for the state of California. And she fought to keep cash bail system in place.
Notice how they're trying to cut her off.
That impacts poor people in the worst kind of way.
Thank you, Congresswoman. Senator Harris, your response?
Look at that. Oh, I'm going to be the vice president, and then I'm going to be the president. Not psych. Let's stop real quick and thank Indie Film. Thank you. So very, very much. No question, no comment. Just pure love of bulking me up. Thank you. That's 2 out of 5 to get us 10 more on the floor. 3 more, and I'm on the floor. Thank you so very, very much, sir. Yeah, I'm glad you guys like the side quest thing. Where'd I go? Where are we at? It was a 20. Yeah, it was a 2020. Gonzaga, and all Kamala could do was shake her head. Oh, poor baby. Definitely talking about her dismantling Kamala. That's what we talk about. And people say, wait, Tulsi doesn't trust the intelligence agencies that put her on a watch list? I know, crazy, right? Michael said, I don't know if we can trust Tulsi, but I want to. And then didn't I see Right Click saying something along the same, is this kind of what you were saying in terms of trusting her, or where, because she's not hawkish as far as I've seen, right? Funkmaster said, when I say thing we like, what I mean is she knew what to do to stay relevant. So she say thing we like. So I mean that she is just saying what's convenient as opposed to believing what she's saying and having the timing to put it out at the right time. I mean, fair enough. I personally would have voted for her in. She ran in 2016, didn't she? I'm pretty sure she ran in 2016. Either way, there was a time when I was like, yeah, I would definitely vote for her. When she came on over to the other side of the culture wars, so to speak, I was definitely about her. But I definitely understand the hesitation, shall we say. Gonzaga said Kamala went from silently shaking her head to gawking in disbelief as if her go-to reactions when her opponents school her. Let's watch it.
When Senator Harris, your response?
As the elected Attorney General of California,
The last thing you will ever be elected to, you dumb, cackling ass bitch. Sorry, I couldn't help myself.
as the elected Attorney General of California, I did the work of significantly reforming the criminal justice system of a state of 40 million people.
Did you though?
Which became a national model for the work that needs to be done. And I am proud of that work. And I am proud of making a decision to not just give fancy speeches or be in a legislative body and give speeches on the floor, but actually doing the work of being in the position to use the power that I had to reform a system that is badly in need of reform. That is why we created initiatives that were about re-entering former offenders and getting them counseling. It is why, and because I know that criminal justice system is so broken.
So she can talk like a normal person. Is dementia contagious? Like, I'm not saying that was, some high-minded thing, but that's not, well, you see, we have jails, okay? And sometimes people commit crimes. And when you commit a crime, we are going to abuse you for slave labor. I'm amazed at how smart she sounds. And she doesn't sound smart. She just sounds like a normal person right there, honestly. Shout out to B. Hey, welcome to the party. Maybe that was it. Maybe she laid off the sauce that day. Maybe that's it. Welcome to the party. Michael said, you buy Pelosi's story about Biden endorsing her as one of the last FUs on his way out, especially after seeing all the pardons? Absolutely. There's no way. And the Mike Johnson clip where he was talking about the thing that he signed. He was like, oh no, that was just a study, man. Again, put a 1 in the chat if you have not seen Mike Johnson give possibly the biggest presidential scandal in the last decade. But yeah, I mean, seeing that all that stuff was there, and then they pushed him out. I highly doubt. Of course, I don't know, but I highly doubt that he had any knowledge of the tweet that went out that ended his campaign, and then it was out there. He had nothing to do. So I think everything he did since then was a big F-U. And Melissa Nunn said it was 2020 because everyone was shocked when Biden picked her because she did so badly in the primary. You have... Oh, honey, sweetie, bae. Oh, man. If you've seen it before, it's enough to see it again.
And I say this.
This is, again, possibly the biggest known scandal in presidential in the last decade. It's insane. Did I miss anything else here? Right click said maybe they started poisoning her in the White House. Not that she was a good person before. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I don't know. Yeah, he said Trump found 80,000 missing and exploited children in less than a week. Let's give a dilly to Daddy Trump. All right. Any film, you ready? You ain't ready, bro. You ain't ready.
Stand by it, and I say this without any personal animus at all. I mean, in some ways, I actually kind of feel sorry for Joe Biden. I mean, he's...
Oh, Doug, it's Doug. She just needed a white dude for Harris. That's all she was into.
Any personal animus at all. I mean, in some ways, I actually kind of feel sorry for Joe Biden. I mean, he's in the twilight years of his life. He is not, obviously, has not been in charge for some time. And I know this by personal observation, and now the whole world knows it. And it's been very, very concerning to me over the last, year and a half since I've had this
Can you
position.
tell us the story when you say personal observation? What
Well,
kind
I
of
mean,
thing did you see?
it's public now because the Wall Street Journal got it and put it on the front page. But January a year ago, almost exactly a year ago, I had been asked. I became speaker in October 2023, and there were all sorts of big national security concerns and everything going on. And I started requesting a meeting with the president because I'm kind of old school. I'm a constitutional law guy. Speaker of the House should be able to talk to the president, especially in times of great national interest and calamity.
Talk to the president?
But they wouldn't let me meet with him, and his staff kept giving me excuses. This went on for like 8 or 9 weeks. I'm sorry, Mr. Speaker, he doesn't have time. What are you talking about? I'm second line of the presidency. He has time. I need to talk to him. We had, I can't say the classified parts, but we had some big national concerns at the time that I was losing sleep over. Finally, I just went to the Hill press corps and I said, the president is not being allowed to meet with the speaker. There's a problem. So they started putting pressure on him. Long story short, they finally relented. They invited me to the White House. I show up and I realize it's actually an ambush because it's not just me and the president. It's also Kamala Harris, Chuck Schumer, Hakeem, the CIA director, everybody. And then, so I walked in the Oval and I know what this is. They're going to hotbox the speaker on Ukraine funding. That's what it was. This is probably third week of January. We sit down, we're in the midst of it, and the whole conversation, and I'm going, we don't need to have this conversation. The president reaches over just like this. We're sitting right next to the fireplace in the Oval, and he grabs my arm and he says, the speaker and I just need a couple minutes together. Will y'all just leave us alone? And I looked up on the faces of some of the staff standing around the wall, and they're like, oh, no, he did it. So before anything happened, before anything even happened, they knew by just having the two of them in the room alone, it was going to be bad. He called it. He's the commander-in-chief. So everybody leaves. He and I are standing awkwardly in the middle of the Oval Office right over the rug by that coffee table. And I said, Mr. President, thanks for the moments. This is very important. I got some big national security things I need to talk to you about that I've heard and I think and what do we do? But first, real quickly, Mr. President, can I ask you a question? I cannot answer this from my constituents in Louisiana. Sir, why did you pause LNG exports to Europe? I don't understand. Liquefied natural gas is in great demand by our allies. Why would you do that? Because you understand, we just talked about Ukraine. You understand you're fueling Vladimir Putin's war machine because they got to get their gas from him, And he looks at me stunned with this, and he said, I didn't do that. And I said, Mr. President, yes, you did. It was an executive order 3 weeks ago. He goes, no, I didn't do that. And he's arguing with me. I said, Mr. President, respectfully, could I go out here and ask your secretary to print it out? We'll read it together. You definitely did that. And he goes, oh, you talk about natural gas. Yes, sir. He said, no, you misunderstand. He said, what I did is I signed this thing that we're gonna conduct a study on the effects of LG. I said, no, you're not, sir. You paused it. I know. I have the terminal, the export terminal in my state. I talked to those people this morning. This is doing massive damage to our economy, national security. It occurred to me, Barry, he was not lying to me. He genuinely did not know what he had signed. And I walked out of that meeting with fear and loathing because I thought, we're in serious trouble. Who is running the country? Like, I don't know who put the paper in front of him, but he didn't know.
No idea. Just signing shit. Just signing shit. And we wonder how, when things were so good with Trump, all over, that we got into all these wars. How did that happen? How did that happen? Well, it's pretty obvious because they wanted it to. They wanted it to. All right, what do we miss here? Michael, good to see you, brother. Come through to the to Discord. We'll talk all about it. I don't really want to, be this public and stuff. You know. Like I said, can't ever let the left get power again. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So Quantex said to Funkmaster about Tulsi, I think, right? So I don't know. She still seemed like the most middle of the road out of everybody during the primaries. To be honest, I didn't know much about her before, but that really stuck out to me then. I agree. I think that there is there was a big shift, and I don't think that anybody who used to think this and now thinks that, especially over a 10 to 12 year period, I don't think that's enough to say, oh, they're a flip-flopper, because then I would also be a flip-flopper. So there has to be something else, because we saw a big change. And so when you see big change, then the perception that you have should also change. So that makes sense that a lot of people came over to this side. Behave. So the socialist president of Brazil refused to take back their people from America. An hour, was it Brazil? I thought it was Colombia. An hour later, the president offered to take them back and pay for the flights. Trump did this while golfing. So did this also happen in Brazil, or are you talking about Colombia? Because I know that was in Colombia. And by the time I even heard about the story, they already relented. They were like, we're going to put a tax on American goods and da-da-da-da. Like, okay, go for it. We'll double your tariff or whatever on your shit. They're like, okay, I don't want that. We'll pay for it all. So if it's Colombia and Brazil, then let's keep racking them up. Okay, so Colombia, hey, one's good enough though, right? I mean, we stopped the war. We no tax on tips, all this stuff, and we got Colombia to take back them illegals. All right, I've been back in here.
Trust in those services, and we think Tulsi's the right person to do it. That's
She
why the
doesn't trust
president.
those intelligence services.
She recognizes the bureaucrats have gotten out of control, and we need somebody there who's going to rein them in and return those services to their core mission of identifying information that's going to keep us safe.
You campaigned on lowering prices for consumers. We've seen all of these.
God, I saw this part on TikTok and it made me so angry.
Executive orders. Which one lowers prices?
We have done.
Which one lowers prices? So the only way to lower prices of things is to write an executive order that says, by the power vested in me as the president of the United States, lower the prices.
Stupid.
I am left speechless.
Consumers. We've seen all of these executive orders. Which one lowers prices?
We have done a lot, and there have been a number of executive orders that have caused already jobs to start coming back into our country, which is a core part of lowering prices. More capital investment, more job creation in our.
And I think she jumps in here and be like, you're not answering the question.
Our economy is one of the things that's going to drive down prices for all consumers, but also raise wages so that people can afford to buy the things that they need. If you look at our slate of executive orders, no, Margaret, prices are going to come down, but it's going to take a little bit of time, right? The president has been president for all of 5 days. I think that in those 5 days, he's accomplished more than Joe Biden did in 4 years. It's been an incredible breakneck pace of activity. We're going to work with Congress. We're, of course, going to have more executive orders, and we're going to try the way that you're lower prices.
Like, well, how come it's not done yet? Bitch, it's been 1 week. 5 business days, and the motherfucker has flipped us oh my God. Well, how come it's not done yet? Why didn't you ask Kamala that when she was in office for 4 years with Biden. Oh no, it's price gouging. Shut up.
Of course, going to have more executive orders, and we're going to try the way that you lower prices is that you encourage more capital investment into our country. And you ask specifically, what executive order is going to help lower prices? All of the stuff that we've done on energy to
exactly. Dixon says she's Democrat. Of course. She believes the only way something can get done is by executive order. And it's not like she's a college. If she was a college kid, right. That's kind of how things have worked for a while. But you're not a college kid. Dave said, I bet she blew her boss for that spot. Maybe. I mean, I would give her a job for that. I mean, she's stupid, but, you know. MC9 gas is already 20 cents lower per gallon in my area. I haven't specifically looked, but Central Jersey always has super low gas prices compared to the rest of the country. So, you know, and we don't have to pump it. Sitting in my car in the heat, like, motherfucker, fill that shit up. Done.
executive order is going to help lower prices. All of the stuff that we've done on energy to explore more energy reserves, to develop more energy resources in the United States of America. One of the main drivers of increased prices under the Biden administration is that we had a massive increase in energy prices. Donald Trump has already taken multiple executive actions that are going to lower energy prices. And I do believe that means consumers are going to see lower prices at the pump and at the grocery store, but it's going to take a little bit of time. Rome wasn't built in a day.
Yeah.
And while we've done a whole lot, we can't undo all of the damage of Joe Biden's presidency
Well, there are a
in
lot of
4
things
days.
that contributed to higher energy prices, and there was record oil and gas production.
Yes, Joe Biden did
But the price
many,
of
many
eggs,
terrible
the
things
things that
to
people
lead to an
see-
increase in prices. I agree, Margaret.
No, but all the things you experience at the grocery store are what people touch and feel. That's what you were talking about, bacon on the campaign trail.
Of course.
Who doesn't love bacon? Oh, look how cute he is. Look how cute he is. I just can't help it. I just can't help it. Remember, guys, three more super chats at any level. $1 will do it. $3 gets you 10 more push-ups and 3 more treats for Morty.
At the grocery store are what people touch and feel. That's what you were talking about, bacon on the campaign trail.
Of course. of course.
Those things, when do consumers actually get to touch and feel a difference in their lives?
Well, Margaret, how does bacon get to the grocery store? It comes on trucks that are fueled by diesel fuel. If the diesel's way too expensive, the bacon's going to become more expensive. How do we grow the bacon? Our farmers need energy to produce it. So if we lower energy prices, we are going to see lower prices for consumers, and that is what we're trying to fight for.
Obviously. Hey, shout out to Dixon Cider. No question, no comment. Just pure love of the game. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So very, very much, sir. $2, guys. $2 will get us there. $2, 2 super chats. Thank you so very, very much for all your support, guys. You know that I am nothing without you guys. So thank you, thank you, thank you so very, very much. M69 said it drives me nuts that people don't get this concept. And the other aspect of the frustration is that Trump was very clear about this on the campaign trail. There was that clip of somebody saying, "How are you going to bring groceries down?" And he was like, "Well, it's not a sexy answer, but we got to go after energy, energy." And now they're doing that. They're like, well, how come everything from the last 4 years isn't already fixed in a week? What? Like, shut up.
So how do we grow the bacon? Our farmers need energy to produce it. So if we lower energy prices, we are going to see lower prices.
I mean, pigs grow. Do pigs not grow? They just stay one size? My bacon wheeze will be huge.
Energy to produce it. So if we lower energy prices, we are going to see lower prices for consumers, and that is what we're trying to fight for.
Well, the flurry of executive orders, most of them weren't about the economy. Many of them.
No. So see how he just described how they were, though? Again, like I said, this is somebody at the top of their game. This is who they are saying, okay, you go in front of the vice president. And again, she doesn't have the understanding that just because there's not an executive order that says you have to lower prices. which would be unconstitutional and not very capitalistic or meritocratic, but that doesn't matter to her, then it's not done in her mind. It's just a fantasy. Yet, we could listen to Kamala or Biden talk about, hey man, the economy's great. You just gotta understand, okay? Make it make sense. Make it make sense. So let's using that DEI certificate the way it was meant to be used. That's all right, guys. I am DEI certified. The same exact thing that Matt Walsh did in Am I Racist? It was not free, but I did it. I did it for the cause. I want to make sure that we're all in this together. Dixon said, this is someone with an agenda. Bingo. Yep.
Well, the flurry of executive orders, most of them weren't about the economy. Many of them
were, though, Margaret. We had, I think
there was 200 of them, and many, not just one, not just two, not just five, many of them were directly relevant to this. But they didn't say lower the prices. Stupid.
About the economy. Many of them
were, though, Margaret. We had, I think we've
a
taken
promise
over
of tariffs by February 1st.
We've taken over 200 executive actions, some executive orders, other executive actions. Again, this is in less than a week, and a lot of them were focused on the economy, bringing investment into our country and lowering energy prices. We've also focused on safety, restoring public safety, ending weaponization of the Department of Justice.
How dare you?
What a terrible, terrible thing.
We've done a lot. And I think the president is to be commended for actually coming in and doing something with this incredible mandate the American people gave him. He's not sitting in the Oval Office doing nothing. He's doing the American people's business. And I think they're going to see a lot of good effects from it.
Where are we? Gonzag said, I just got to say, this interview's facial expressions are really, you know what, I'm going to do this, are really, this interview's facial expressions are really, posing me, pissing me off. My face isn't inviting, but my words and tone are sharp as razors, cheap tricks. And it's funny that you say that, because before I had the foresight to actually decide to talk about cute winter boots, the JD interview was going to be the main show. So this was the thumbnail, and I was like, oh, her face looks so stupid. Shut up, Marge. Shut up. But I figured, I figured this would catch a few more eyes. But yeah, that is her face. That's her face.
Office doing nothing. He's doing the American people's business. And I think they're going to see a lot of good effects from it.
Well, a lot of
what meme? You show me the meme and I'll show them the meme.
These announcements have yet to take effect.
Sure.
The president did say he wants to do something with an executive order in relation to federal emergency response. He
did that.
Said he may reform or eliminate FEMA. Instead of sending emergency responders, he may start to send a percentage of money to states to take care of themselves. But
sounds like a great fucking idea, because FEMA sucks. Ask anybody who was there for Katrina. Ask people who were there for East Palestine. Ask people who were here for Sandy. And then, of course,
he may start to send a percentage of money to states to take care of themselves. But FEMA has specialized expertise that some of these states just don't have.
I don't know that. I don't know that. You dumb bitch. You dumb bitch. You don't know that. I don't know that. You're just saying things that you're not allowed to do that. Oh my goodness. Funk, a Master General, another $5. Thank you. So very, very much out sponsoring yourself again. Woo! Thank you so very, very much, sir. Big shout out to Funk Master General. Oh yeah, they don't like me like the. I could do the heart. I got the heart. Thank you so very, very much, guys. One more super chat equals 10 more push-ups. Let's do it. Context of this woman is a journalistic succubus. Pretty much. Am I tagged? All right. What am I looking at? Oh my goodness. Shout out to M169. All of these faces. Am I big? Oh, all these faces. Oh, well, yeah. I don't really care, Margaret. There we go. I haven't seen this. That is hilarious. Hilarious. Ugly. When I first saw this in the YouTube, I was like, she's 70? But okay, 700. I mean, when you drink the blood of children, you're gonna look good, baby. You're gonna look good. And you
to take care of themselves. But FEMA has specialized expertise that some of these states just don't have.
Do they? Oh, come on. Do they know?
Oh, Margaret,
in their arsenal. And
I wish that
oh, honey, sweetie, baby.
Specialized expertise that some of these states just don't have.
Oh,
and
Margaret,
in their arsenal. And
I wish
how
that they
will states who are lower income states, the Mississippis, the Kentuckys, the Alabamas, be able to do this for themselves without federal help?
Well, yeah, Alabama, they can't fucking do things, all right? They need California and New York. Like, it's Alabama. What do you think in Alabama? They know how to do things? They can't even read.
The Kentuckys, the Alabamas, be able to do this for themselves without federal.
Why wouldn't they?
Well, the president, to be clear, is not saying we're going to leave anybody behind. He's saying that in the way that we administer these resources, some of which is coming from the federal level, some of which is coming from the state level, we've got to get the bureaucrats out of the way and get the aid to the people who need it most.
But these are the first responders.
Margaret,
exactly. And what's just so fucking condescending. How fast did the Amish get those tiny homes built in North Carolina? Lickety split. Lickety split. And as well, we're talking about it, the exchange between Karen Bass and Trump. I want to show that. Trump and Karen Bass. Come on, Twitter, do me well. Hey, Twitter did me well.
But we want you to be safe.
So this was last week sometime, and they were doing a press conference roundtable. So this tweet is from the 24th, so a few days ago. And Trump visits LA. Melania's there. What's her face is there. I believe what's his face is also there. Newsom. But let's see.
Fast as we can, but we want you to be safe. We want you to be back in your homes immediately.
But the people are willing to clean out their own debris. It doesn't cost a lot.
Yes, and they can.
You should let them do it because by the time you hire contractors, it's going to be 2 years.
If a family,
people are willing to get a dumpster and do it themselves and clean it out.
And they can.
There's not that much left. It's all incinerated.
That's right.
And it's just going to take a long time if you do. You can do some of it, but a lot of these people, I know that guy right there that's talking. I know my people. You'll be on that thing tonight, throwing the stuff away, and your site it'll look perfect within 24 hours. And that's what he wants to do. He doesn't want to wait around for 7 months till the city hires some demolition contractor.
No, thank you.
Charge him $25,000 to do his lot. I think you have emergency powers just like I do. And I'm exercising my emergency powers. You have to exercise them also.
I did exercise them.
Because
I did it already, and that's why everything's already fixed in LA, and the Palisades is perfectly fine. What home are we talking about? Yep. Anybody said here in Kentucky, we just got indoor plumbing. I can't wait for the internet. Fuck Bass was like, wait till you discover the hub. The hub. Gromnick said, oh my God, Trump just cuts through the Cali fakeness like a hot knife through butter. She's never been publicly humiliated, so she just agrees. And that is the defining thing that allowed me to flip from being a never Trumper in 2015 to again, I didn't vote for him in 2020, but I was there. I voted for Hillary in 2016. So I was like, my confidence ain't worth shit. I waited till 24 to be sure. But that's why he just has a way of exactly what you said, cutting through the bullshit. This bureaucratic language. We as the people always, well, I mean, I don't want to speak for everybody. It seemed like everybody in the public, in society, just accepted that politics was this other way of talking, and people will bullshit, and that's just what it is. And then Trump was just like, nah, I'm just gonna like talk normal. And we're like, you can do that? I'm like, hell yeah,
My
baby.
emergency powers. You have to exercise them also.
I did exercise them.
Because I looked,
signed
I
an
mean, you have a
emergency
very powerful
declaration.
emergency power, and you
Yes.
can do everything within 24 hours.
Yes. And if individuals want to clear out their property, they can.
Can they though? Can they though? Can they though? Come on, bitch. Oh, somebody's yelling.
Clear out their property, they can. Well, yes, but you know that you will be able to go back soon.
Mr. President.
We think within a week.
That's a long time a week. I'll be honest. To me, everyone
You spent a fucking week outside.
standing in front of their house, they want to go to work and they're not allowed to do it.
And the most important
week
thing
is
is
a
for
long
people to
time.
be safe.
They're safe.
Hey, shout out to Carl's Frosted Tim said swole gold skull. Trump doesn't give a fuck. Shout out to Morty. Where's my applause? Thank you, thank you, thank you. That's our second goal met. Second goal met. Oh my goodness. So by the end of this, I'm doing 20 swole goal push-ups. Guys, you are amazing. Thank you so very, very much. It's been a minute. It's been a minute since we hit a goal. So I am excited. I'm excited. My arms are gonna hurt, but I will do it for you. So let's finish this up. Finish up the JD thing, and then we gonna get swole. Thank you, thank you, thank you so very, very much. And that says Carl's 20th super chat on a live stream. To me. Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you. I really, really do appreciate it. All right, diving back in.
And the most important
week
thing
is
is
a
for
long
people to
time.
be safe.
They're safe. They're safe. You know what? They're not safe. They're not safe now. Bingo. They're going to be much safer. A week is actually a long time, the way I look at it. I watched hundreds of people standing in front of their lots, and they're not allowed to go in. It's all burned. It's gone. It's done. Nothing's going to happen to it. It's not going to burn anymore. There's nothing to burn. There's almost nothing to burn. And they want to go in. The people are all over the place. They're standing. And I say, why aren't you going in? We're trying to get a permit. And the permit's going to take them. Everybody said 18 months. You said 18 months. You said 18 months.
Hovering? 3 1. No.
And that was last night.
That's 3 today. Oh, not it. That's it. Right, I missed the last part.
And that was last night.
On that.
Yeah. So I mean, and Sarah wrote. Do I know her?
Fast.
Wait a minute. Do I know this chick? Oh no. Okay, she'll click somebody now. She said Trump bitch slapped Bass and called their ass out for lying on live TV. That's the way we do it. Hey, shout out to Quantsec, who's been a member for 16 months. My goodness. So just think, there's a possibility of 12 years of MAGA. Well, it could be way longer because remember, MAGA is not Trump. Trump is definitely MAGA, but that doesn't mean that it has to be Donald Trump or Don Jr. or Barron or any of those things. While that would be awesome, I'm definitely open to seeing who else holds these values and maybe doesn't make the left's head explode so easily, so that we can get these things, these things passed a little bit more easily. You know, Michael was asking about how we come together, and love it or hate it, Trump is a very divisive figure. If the sight of your face, if the sound of your voice makes people's head explode, then you're not as good of a leader as you could be. Still the best president of my lifetime, but not as good of a leader as you could be if people could actually hear your words for what they are, what they're meant to be. So I hope it's much longer than 12 years of MAGA. If there is more Trump, I'm down for that, whether it's Don Jr. or Barron or anybody else. Yeah, keep that in mind. We are MAGA.
bureaucrats out of the way and get the aid to the people who need it most.
But these
Let's
are the
be
first
honest,
responders.
Margaret, you talk about the expertise from FEMA. FEMA in North Carolina, in California, in Florida with some of the hurricanes has often been a disaster. And it's not because we don't have good people at FEMA. It's because bureaucratic red tape and garbage prevents the rapid deployment of resources
But
to the
the
people who need
states
it
are
most.
now going to have to do this themselves.
The president is trying to
Again, the condescension, as if state governments aren't capable of doing things that are in the purview of state governments. But Mr. General said, think about the people you're talking about. They're not exactly stable individuals, and the rest are crooked. What is this relevant to? Bunch of us are talking about a lot of people. Some context there.
But the
people who need
states
it
are
most.
now going to have to do this themselves.
The president is trying to encourage us to reform the way that we deliver emergency response in a way that gets resources
So
to
don't
people
take him
who need it.
literally,
No,
is what you're saying.
We should take the president at his word that FEMA needs desperate reform, because it does. Margaret, when I went to North Carolina as VP-elect, but before we were sworn in, people would talk about how FEMA would get resources, food, medicine, water to a warehouse, but then would have no plan to get it from the warehouse to the people in the mountains who were literally starving and thirsting to death. We can do so much better, and under Donald Trump's leadership, we will.
But they work with the state and local officials.
They often
So
don't work
now
well
it's-
enough. And again,
Right. They don't work well enough. Whenever you have the state and the federal government coming together, there's always ego. There's always, you've seen it in every cop show ever, where the feds come in and like, oh, this is my crime scene. You're not taking this, blah, 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 blah. Like, I don't know why these people pretend like this doesn't exist. We know that it exists. We know that's an issue. Okay, so the people that freak out over Trump, and I agree with you. I completely agree with you that they're not stable. They're not intelligent. They're not. That doesn't make them not Americans living and voting in our towns, in our schools, in our libraries, in our churches, and they're there. They're there. So I completely agree with you. That doesn't make them not Americans. And the fact of the matter is, like I said, take Trump, take liberals, take everything out of it. If it is the case that when somebody sees your face and hears your name, that their brain explodes, you cannot be the best leader to those people. I don't think that is very controversial. I think that's a pretty obvious statement. I think it sucks. I think it's their fault. But it is what it is. And he said FEMA didn't exist until the late 70s. Oh, how will we survive? Well, trust me. All right. There's some stuff on the internet that you may not have seen over in Kentucky, but one of these days.
They work with the state and local officials.
they often
So
don't work
now
well
it's
enough. And again, that's
going to
not
be on the
because
state
of
and local officials.
the FEMA management officials don't work well enough with state and local officials to get resources to the people who need it. We should expect, and this is, I think, one of the fundamental premises of President Trump's leadership, the American people should expect more of their government. When there's a terrible disaster, they should expect food, medicine, and water to get to the people who need it. When there's a terrible fire in California, the fire hydrants ought to actually turn on. I am sick of the American people having such low expectations for their government. They should demand more of us because it's the greatest country in the world, and that's what Donald Trump's leadership promises to bring back.
So still count on the federal government, but watch that space. Let me ask you about another area that you campaigned.
I love how he'll answer a question, and then she's just got to throw a little something in, and then I'm going to move on. Like, whoa, what did you just say? Can I respond to that? Well, we don't have a lot of time, Mr. Vice President. Then why the fuck did you say something that would take up time?
Still count on the federal government, but watch that space. Let me ask you about another area that you campaigned on quite a lot, and there was a flurry of activity on, and that has to do with immigration.
Sure. And that's where they're on point, just showing up with coffins. Yep. Funkmaster doesn't know what's going on. He don't get it. Head to the library and you'll know.
The U.S. Conference of Catholic Bishops this week condemned some of the executive orders signed by President Trump.
Oh, no. People said they didn't like what Trump was doing. How are we ever going to get past that? I don't understand. I don't know.
Specifically those allowing immigration and customs enforcement to enter churches and to enter schools. Do you personally
or libraries
support the idea of conducting a raid or enforcement action in a church service?
You're goddamn right. Context that I had friends in high school that were chased out of a town. She tried to let's try that again. You had a friend in high school that was chased out of a town. She tried to help with FEMA because they showed up months late. Never trusted FEMA after hearing their stories. She quit soon after. Oh, so she's not a terrible, horrible person. She wanted to help and then saw that it was bullshit. Makes sense. Makes sense. The library, that's where they're gonna have their cute winter fashion show.
Support the idea of conducting a raid or enforcement action in a church service, at a school?
Well, let me address this. Of course, if you have a person who is convicted of a violent crime, whether they're an illegal immigrant or a non-illegal immigrant, you have to go and get that person to protect the public safety. That's not unique to immigration. But let me just address this particular issue, Margaret, because as a practicing Catholic, I was actually heartbroken by that statement. And I think that the U.S. Conference of Catholic Bishops needs to actually look in the mirror a little bit and recognize that when they receive over $100 million to...
Is he talking about that chick bishop that was saying, you better protect the illegal aliens? Is that what he's talking about?
By that statement or safety. That's not unique to immigration. But let me just address this particular issue, Margaret.
Raid or enter schools, immigration and customs enforcement to enter churches and to enter schools. Do you personally support the idea of conducting a raid or enforcement action in a
Okay, so I think that's what he's talking about. She wasn't specifically referencing that chick. Again, put one in the chat if you do not know which bishop chick I am talking about. So I don't think that she was asking about that, but I think that is kind of what he is talking about.
Church service, at a school?
Well, let me address this. Of course, if you have a person who is convicted of a violent crime, whether they're an illegal immigrant or a non-illegal immigrant, you have to go and get that person to protect the public safety. That's not unique to immigration. But let me just address this particular issue, Margaret, because as...
Really quick, guys, if I ask you a huge favor before we get out of here, share this video. Take the URL, hit the share button, blaster it wherever you can. And guys, remember, it does not matter. It doesn't matter if you think anybody's going to click on the link or not. Just you telling YouTube that you like this and you want other people to see it, they will show it to more people. It is free. It is easy. It helps out so much. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
As a practicing Catholic, I was actually heartbroken by that statement. And I think that the U.S. Conference of Catholic Bishops needs to actually look in the mirror a little bit and recognize that when they receive over $100 million to help resettle illegal immigrants, are they worried about humanitarian concerns or are they actually worried about their bottom line? We are going to enforce immigration law. We're going to protect the American people.
Yeah.
Donald Trump promised to do that. And I believe the U.S. Conference of Catholic Bishops, if they're worried about the humanitarian costs of immigration enforcement, let them talk about the children who have been sex trafficked because of the wide open border of Joe Biden.
Yeah, so they're all, like amongst us, there's poor Selena Gomez. But there's also been, whoa, what the hell just happened? Okay, sorry, I just screened my thing and I did not mean to. But you guys remember the age-old clip from 2015 when Kelly Osbourne was still on the View, and back then we were talking about immigration and deportations and all that stuff, and she was like, "Let me ask you something, Donald Trump. If with all the deport all these people, who's going to clean your toilets?" And we're like, hey, yo, whoa. And even the people on the View all just jumped in. Well, no, I didn't mean it like that. And that went viral. But I guess that was long enough ago that the kids today haven't seen that and are making the same goddamn argument. They're making the same argument. Was it? Yeah, Kelly Osbourne. And they're making that means that prices are going to go up. That's what slavers said. That's what the slavers said about ending slavery. Funk said, talking about Selena Gomez. So, seriously, dude, she fake cried and everything. It's just not fair. It's just just not fair.
Let
Personally
them talk
support them
about
going into
people like
schools
Laken
and
Riley who
churches.
were brutally murdered. I support us doing law enforcement against violent criminals, whether they're illegal immigrants or anybody else, in a way that keeps us safe. Let me ask this question, Margaret. Let's separate the immigration issue. If you had
what was that? What was that?
Us safe. Let me ask this question, Margaret. Let's separate the or anybody else in a way that keeps us safe. Let me ask this question, Margaret. Let's separate the immigration issue. If you had a violent murderer in a school, of course I want law enforcement to go and get that person out.
Of course.
Of course, pulling the old janky yogurt. Of course. But illegal immigrants are different because it's a different type of thing because
You changed the regulation this week. That's the point of the question.
Exactly.
Giving the authority to go into churches and go into schools.
We empowered law enforcement to enforce
But
the
that
law
also
everywhere
has
to
a
protect
knock-on
Americans.
effect, a chilling effect, arguably, to people to not send their kids to school.
I desperately.
This is the second time now we're coming up with this. Why would you not send your? What is the worry of sending your child to school where you know there's illegal immigrants that don't care about, whatever, and you're more worried about getting those people out of the school? Or no. You're more worried about your kid being caught up in being an illegal immigrant. Nope. I tried. I don't get it.
Empowered law enforcement to enforce
But
the
that
law
also
everywhere
has a
to protect
knock-on
Americans.
effect, a chilling effect.
Yeah, kind of like it's chilling that if you murder somebody, you're going to go to jail and potentially face the death penalty. That chilling effect is what we call a deterrent. Don't fucking come.
Arguably, to people to not send their kids to school.
I desperately hope it has a chilling
In the
effect on
churches,
illegal
you think
immigrants
the
coming
U.S.
into our
Conference
country.
of Catholic Bishops are actively hiding criminals from
I think the U.S.
law
Conference of Catholic Bishops has frankly not been a good partner in common sense immigration enforcement that the American people voted for. And I hope, again, as a devout Catholic, that they'll do better.
Yeah, so King said, who's illegal in the school? The children? Absolutely. So when we were talking about, I don't know what we were talking about. When I was going to school, not the... See, again, you guys, if you guys were How I Met Your Mother fans, then I would make an awesome joke here about Canada, and you would all laugh. It's your fault. Anyway, I don't think that's what she's saying. But exactly. When I was in middle school, or rather when I was in elementary school, pretty safe, area, because there was 4 different elementary schools in the town, so it was well broken up. But then there's only one middle school, and for whatever reason, the kids from the town over, which was a much poorer town, were I don't know, doing something. Their parents were doing something, and they ended up going to middle school with us. There was a lot more violence in that school. I remember the girls' basketball team from the town there that the kids actually lived in came to fight the girls' basketball team of my middle school, and they brought bats. And Officer McCormick, still remember his name, Officer McCormick. They broke his elbow. They fucking took a thing, and not quite that bad. It was definitely not that bad at all. But there was definitely some people that was hanging on Patterson. Let's put it that way. MX9 said again, she can't comprehend crossing the border illegally is a crime in and of itself. Bingo. They love to just pretend that that's not a thing. Well, they commit less crimes than Americans. Do they know? Gontek said, am I really so out of touch? Nope, it's the children who are wrong. Principal Skinner. Sounds about right.
That the American people voted for. And I hope, again, as a devout Catholic, that they'll do better.
There are 5 legal challenges already to one of the other immigration actions, the order on birthright citizenship. A federal judge appointed by Ronald Reagan, I think you'd agree, has some conservative credentials.
Even that. What is this? This is exactly what I was talking about when we were watching the Karen Bass thing. I was like, oh, Trump can just talk. Like, we thought this is how politicians just only knew how to speak. Like, no, you're a normal person. And I'm sure when the cameras go off, she's a lot nicer and she's a lot more normal, but she plays this role because they all play a role. That's what they're there for.
Reagan, I think you'd agree, has some conservative.
Reagan, because you're a Republican, Reagan, right. That's like if somebody was, somebody was on the left. I'd be like, the gay and furry butt plugs, right.
Credentials.
Sure.
Pause the order to end birthright citizenship, calling it blatantly unconstitutional. How do you reconcile this challenge to the 14th Amendment to the Constitution?
So I obviously disagree with that judge, and these things, some of them will be litigated. That's the nature of our constitutional system. But here's the basic idea of President Trump's view on this. If you are a lawful permanent resident or a legal immigrant who plans to stay, your children, of course, should become American citizens. But let's say you're the child of an ambassador. You don't become.
But that's not part of it.
Well,
but that is part of it, because that's the point that he's making. So he makes it part of it. That's how it becomes part of it. You don't get to decide what's relevant to his point. That's not how talking works. Sorry. People said appointed by Reagan like 40 years ago. So how old is this judge? I mean, judges can be old.
That is
isn't it? Like if you're, let's say you get in and you get this role at 32, 40. I mean, judges are, that's not that old to be a judge. I mean, you're old. You probably ain't lasting too much longer. Just like Hillary Clinton. I like it. Did we have a name?
Plans to on that's the nature. So I obviously
constitutional. How do you birthright citizenship, calling it blatant conservative credentials?
Sure.
Paul Reagan, I think you'd agree, birthright
What's her name?
citizenship, a federal judge appointed by Ronald Reagan. Or how do you?
And these things, some of them will
I guess we aren't gonna get a name.
be litigated. That's the nature of our constitutional system.
If somebody wants to Google all of the federal judges appointed by Reagan, then we find the oldest one. Maybe that works.
But here's the basic idea of President Trump's view on this. If you are a lawful permanent resident or a legal immigrant who plans to stay, your children, of course, should become American citizens. But let's say you're the child of an ambassador. You don't become.
But that's not part of it.
Well, that is.
I mean, Jersey is bad. Well, I mean, I don't know about it anymore, but when I was in middle school, MS-13 was all over that bitch. And Guamtech is right. Guamtech said what she's doing isn't wrong. It's the fact that her expressions and body language looks coached as completely the opposite of what she's saying. Let's not forget that it is the media who is supposed to challenge the people in power. So she is doing her job. She's not doing anything completely out of pocket. It's just the way that she's doing. You can accomplish speaking truth to power and asking the hard questions without being a little fucking cunt. Cheap tricks to lull your interviewee into a false sense of security to slip up. JD's on it, baby.
Let's say you're the child of an ambassador. You don't become.
But that's not part of it.
Well, that is an
having to do
important
with kids of
principle.
diplomats.
But we're saying that carve-out should apply to anybody who doesn't plan to stay here. If you come here on vacation and you have a baby in an American hospital, that baby doesn't become an American citizen. If you're an illegal alien and you come here temporarily, hopefully, your child does not become an American citizen by virtue of just having been born on American soil. It's a very basic principle in American immigration law that if you want to become an American citizen and you've done it the right way, and the American people in their collective wisdom have welcomed you into our national community, then you become a citizen. But temporary residents, people who come in here, whether legally or illegally, and don't plan to stay, their children should become American citizens. I don't know any country that does that or why we would be different.
You're a weird dude, man, but I love you. And yeah, Funkmaster was talking about MS-13 hacking kids up. Like that was more like when who was it? Dixon was asking about Patterson. That's more Patterson stuff. Like my area wasn't that bad, but it was bad. It was bad. I said shit. Me too. Hooah!
Well, this is a country founded by immigrants.
Well, this is a country
This is a
founded
unique
by
country.
Oh, is he going to go to the settler thing?
Why we would be different.
Oh, well, this is a country founded by immigrants.
Well, this is a country
This is a
founded
unique
by
country.
This is a very unique country, and it was founded by some immigrants and some settlers. But just because we were founded by immigrants doesn't mean that 240 years later that we have to have the dumbest immigration policy in the world. No country says that temporary visitors, their children, will be given complete access to the benefits and blessings of American citizenship. America should actually look out for the interests of our citizens first. And that means, again, if you're here permanently and lawfully, your kid becomes an American citizen. If you're not here permanently, if you're not subject to the jurisdiction of the United States and don't plan to be, why would we make those people's children American citizens permanently?
I want to ask you about,
because it's nice. We want to be nice. We want to be nice. That's what makes America great, is being nice.
refugee admissions, which were just
Give it time, he says. All
funded
right.
by the president. That has nothing to do with the U.S. border. Refugee screening takes 18 to 24 months to go through. They are heavily vetted. Left,
are they though?
Literally at the airport this week were thousands of Afghans, some of whom had worked with the United States government and were promised to come here. When you talked to us in August, you said, I don't think we should abandon anybody who's been properly vetted and helped us. Do you stand by that?
Well, Margaret, I
define properly vetted.
I don't agree that all these immigrants or all these refugees have been properly vetted. In fact, we know that there are cases of people who allegedly were properly vetted and then were literally planning terrorist attacks on our country. That happened during the campaign, if you may remember. So clearly not all of these foreign nationals
but there are
have been properly
30,000
vetted.
people in the pipeline, Afghan refugees.
But my prime
So what? So what? You're just asking the question, if they are properly vetted, then shouldn't they be good? Yes. Yes. If they are properly vetted. This is what we call begging the question.
all of these foreign
No,
nationals
but there are
have been properly
30,000
vetted.
people in the pipeline, Afghan refugees.
But my primary
There's so many people, so like they gotta be good, right? What kind of argument is that?
Do you stand by
concern
it?
as the vice president, Margaret, is to look after the American people. And now that
So
we
no.
know that we have vetting problems with a lot of these refugee programs, we absolutely cannot unleash thousands of unvetted people into our country.
These
It's
people are
not
vetted.
good.
These people are vetted.
Just like the guy who planned a terrorist attack in Oklahoma a few months ago, he was allegedly properly vetted. And many people in the media and the Democratic Party said that he was properly vetted. Clearly he wasn't. I don't want my children to share a neighborhood with people who are not properly vetted. And because I don't want it for my kids, I'm not going to force any other American citizens' kids to do that either.
No, and that was a very particular case. It wasn't clear if he was radicalized when he got here or while he was living here.
I don't really
But,
care, Margaret. I don't want that person in my country. And I think most Americans agree with me.
Come on, let's hear that one more again.
And that was a very particular case. It wasn't clear if he was radicalized when he got here or while he was living here.
I don't really care, Margaret.
Nobody cares. If he was vetted and then got radicalized, then he was never the person who should have passed that vetting. Going back to the original point that he made, were they actually properly vetted? So again, we go back. If they are properly vetted, yes, they should be fine. They weren't properly vetted. Oh, this is too Zoomer for me. I'm not fully understanding what I see. I mean, I'm on TikTok, so I see it all over. But I mean, is this basically saying like, quit your job and work at like that's all you're good for? That's the vibe of that. And again, that's why that's why where is this? I had my beautiful design. The white shadow, green and red. It was beautiful. But I went for it. All right, fair enough. Fair enough.
It wasn't clear if he was radicalized when he got here or while he was living here.
I don't really
But,
care, Margaret. I don't want that person in my country. And I think most Americans agree with me.
2 weeks ago, you were on Fox News and you said,
We're just going to zip right by that. That wasn't money. Let's just move on.
country, and I think most Americans agree with me.
2 weeks ago, you were on Fox News and you said, if you protested peacefully on January 6th and had Merrick Garland's Department of Justice treat you like a gang member, you should be pardoned. If you committed violence on that day, obviously you shouldn't be pardoned. Did you counsel the president against these blanket pardons for 1,500 people?
Well, Margaret, I noticed,
including those who committed violence.
Margaret, I noticed that you cut off the thing that I said immediately after that. The full quote is that, of course, there are gray areas. And here's the nature of the gray area. Merrick Garland's Department of Justice.
Shout out to, what is it? Blackstone's formula, right? Blackstone's formula better that 100 guilty men go free than one innocent man be, actually, I don't, how exactly is that? Be in jail or be killed or be whatever. Yeah. Garland said, remember, Lutch, people respond to hands more than faces on, than even faces on thumbnails. You are right. You are right. I didn't know how, like, so this came from, shout out to Grok. Shout out to Grok. Where are we? Because I just put in, what did I say? Like, create an image of a rainbow-haired people having an armed revolution, and then it was a bunch, like, they had rainbow hair, but they were all like in army gear. And so then I was like, put them in plain clothes. And I'm like, yeah, we got it. But as you can see, it kind of covers a lot of the area. So I tried to put myself in the thumbnail, but it didn't fit, and I was just I think this will work, and 132 views, so I ain't mad about it. MOC9 said, better that 100 guilty go free than one innocent person go to prison. There you go. Yep. This is Grok. This is Grok. Wow, right? Wow, right? What did I do? It's with a K, but Grok still sounds like an end boss from a PS1 game. Thanks, Elon. I'm sure he wanted it that way. That seems exactly like he wanted it. But the what might not be a great idea. The like Grok is way better at images than ChatGPT, and I had Midjourney forever. But yeah, Grok, when it comes to images, Grok is the best. All right, let's finish this up and head to the after party. Guys, remember, all it takes is $2.99. Hit the join button. Somebody, one of my mods, if you're on your phone, tell me how to get to the join button. But I will also put it in the chat. Starts at $2.99, guys. That gets you 12, at least 12, if not more, after parties. And we've been watching Severance, so that's coming up. Movie nights, all that good stuff in the Discord server. Come on through. Again, it's free to join. It's free to join. So if you don't want to pay anything, just come in and join the free chat where we're just hanging out and talking. But the members get extra.
Gray areas. And here's the nature of the gray area. Merrick Garland's Department of Justice denied constitutional protections in the prosecutions. There were double standards in how sentences were applied to the J6 protesters versus other groups. What the president said consistently on the campaign is that he was going to look at a case-by-case basis, and that's exactly what we did. We looked at 1,600 cases, and the thing that came out of it, Margaret, is that there was a massive denial of due process of liberty, and a lot of people were denied their constitutional rights.
And who's not denied their Discord rights are all of the gifted memberships from Funk Master General. Thank you so much, Kevin Johnson, Lane or Ian, Shell, the Mikey Story, and Beth Ann Tate. Welcome. You are now members of this channel, and if you hit the link at the top, pinned at the top of the channel, and just say something, I will make sure you get all the permissions so that you can join the after party. And it's fun. And Right Click's got something to tell me. So I am very, very interested. If it says I don't really give a shit. But either way, I'm interested. Quantek said Trump used his limit break. MAGA's revenge. It was very effective. Apparently. Hey, there's Kevin. Welcome. So you're so wild. You're wild. Also wild that I got a memory without watching. Long day. Yeah, well, as long as you have memberships turned on. So at the top of the chat, the three dots. So if you don't know, where it says top chat, that can go to live chat, where we got enough people that you probably aren't missing anything. But you can make sure you see every thingamabobber, every chat, and then where is it? I think maybe I can't do it on my own, but if you do that, then you can turn on accepting gifts, so that when somebody as generous as a Funkmaster General gives some memberships, you are on the docket. Thank you so very, very much. And come through to the after party. All right, let's finish this up.
Of due process of liberty, and a lot of people were denied their constitutional rights. The president believes that. I believe that, and I think he made the right decision.
Daniel Rodriguez used an electroshock weapon against a policeman who was dragged out of the defensive line by plunging it into the officer's neck. He was imprisoned, sentenced to 12 years, 7 months. He got a pardon. Ronald
whoa. He was sent. Wait. Okay. Let me just hear that again.
Shock weapon.
I believe that, and I think he made the right decision.
Daniel Rodriguez used an electroshock weapon against a policeman who was dragged out of the defensive line by plunging it into the officer's neck. He was imprisoned, sentenced to 12 years, 7 months. He got a pardon. Ronald McAbee hit a cop while wearing reinforced brass knuckle gloves, and he held one down on the ground as other rioters assailed the officer for over 20 seconds.
So it wasn't just him. There was a bunch of other people. And now we're in the position of determining that one person that was part of this group fight now has to pay a much larger price than everybody else. They just can't figure it out. Seems like unity and moving forward. I'm assuming like a stun gun or something. Imagine that we move forward as Americans on the same team. Kill them all! Kill the MAGAs! They were literally doing that. Cute winter boots. And said, yes, the Ohio Riders were pardoned. Biden pardoned his family. I don't give a fuck. Yup. And that's the thing. They try to do this moral grandstanding without ever having the moral high ground. Like, you have to do something and be better before you say that you are better.
Causing a concussion. If you stand with law enforcement, how can you call these people unjustly imprisoned?
Margaret, you're separating. There's an important issue here. There's what the people actually did on January the 6th, and we're not saying that everybody did everything perfectly. And then what did Merrick Garland's Department of Justice do in unjustly prosecuting well over 1,000 Americans in a way that was politically
Is
motivated?
violence like that against a police officer ever justified?
Violence against a police officer is not justified, but that doesn't mean that you should have Merrick Garland's weaponized Department of Justice expose you to incredibly unfair process, to denial of constitutional rights, and frankly, to a double standard that was not applied to many people, including, of course, the Black Lives Matter.
This isn't a How I Met Your Mother post joke? Guys, do you have any idea how much more fun we could have if you just watched How I Met Your Mother? Where the fuck is Unwanted Foe? He was like, oh, I'm going to watch it. And he just disappeared. Fuck you, Unwanted Foe.
Frankly, to a double standard that was not applied to many people, including, of course, the Black Lives Matter rioters who killed over 24 people and never had the weight of a weaponized Department of Justice come against them. The pardon power is not just for people who are angels or people who are perfect. And of course, we love our law enforcement and want people to be peaceful with everybody, but especially with our good cops. That's a separate issue from what Merrick Garland's Department of Justice did. We rectified a wrong, and I stand by it.
Okay, Kevin, then talk to me about your cowboy boots.
I'm being told we're out of time, but I want to quickly ask you, the richest men in the world were at that Capitol on Inauguration Day. Heads of Amazon, Google, Mark Zuckerberg of Facebook. In August, you told us Google and Facebook.
We are the system now. We are the establishment. You are the media.
Facebook are too big. We ought to take the Teddy Roosevelt approach. Break them up. Don't let them control what people are allowed to say.
I'm actually okay with that. I don't know. Let's talk about that in the after party. Breaking up the tech companies.
They've now donated to the Trump inauguration. Are you still going to break up big tech?
So, you know who else was at the inauguration was my mom and a lot of people who just supported the president and fought every single day to get his election.
And they gave $1 million.
Maybe.
It's
speech
possible.
to the inauguration.
And there were a lot of people who didn't give $1 million to the inauguration.
They got pretty good seating.
Who were on that stage, Margaret. They didn't have as good a seating as my mom and a lot of other people who were there to support us. But look, we believe fundamentally that big tech does have too much power. And there are two ways they can go about this. They can either respect Americans' constitutional rights.
That would be preferable.
They can stop engaging in censorship.
That would be great.
And if they don't, you can be absolutely sure that Donald Trump's leadership is not going to look too kindly on them.
So they're still on notice.
They're very much on notice.
On notice, baby. On notice. Yeah. Damn. So. It seems like everything on this side of the aisle, there's some culture bullshit going on. Seems like everything on this side of the aisle is marching forward and doing pretty well. On the other side, they're losing their minds. They don't know what to do. And as funny as that is, when we bring in cute winter boots, it stops being funny. If it's really that, it stops being funny. I don't know. I mean, if one person gets shot because some fucking liberal thinks that they're, some video game character, I don't know, some anime fucking whatever, that's bad. Will it happen? I hope not. Will something happen? I can almost damn near guarantee it. So just, keep a lookout. And if you see people gathering and Antifa stuff, maybe that's the time to snitch a little bit. Maybe that's the time to snitch a little bit. Shout out to Veersky coming in the last minute. You should come on through, become a member, and come to the after party, right? Yeah, like at the buzzer. This was a good one. Yo, you missed a good one, TV. Definitely check out the replay, especially if you don't know what cute winter boots are and why it's relevant to this. Where are we at, guys? I want to give you huge thanks before we do our swole go. Let's shout out everybody who helped. We had Carl, we had Jeff, we had our boy Funk, Master General, Guam Tech came in. We had our right click, Funky again, Indie Film, Dixon inside her, Funky Fresh again, Carl again, and of course, the 5 gifted memberships from our boy. Thank you, guys, so very much. Where is it? What am I looking for? What is it called? Creator Mix Rock. It's time. Is this the one? Wait, no, it was this one, right? There we go. Oh, God damn it. I didn't mean to. Pay yourself. I am owed you 20 push-ups, and I think you guys can come through. Pay yourselves. Let's go. Good luck. Let's go. Who paid themselves? Who paid themselves? Beautiful. Thank you so very much, guys. I need that. I really do need that. It's been a minute since I did a goddamn push-up. But you guys come through. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. All right, let's see what else we got in the chat and head over to the after party. All right. And I'd say our complacency is apathy, not confidence. Whose complacency? I don't feel complacent with much at all. Funkmaster General said, I'm putting on my cute winter boots and headed to the library. You're going to be the only one there without rainbow hair. Kevin said Yoda didn't have this knowledge. He failed because he was either confident or apathetic. And as they say in what was it, Three Ninjas, don't be overconfident. Shout out to Skittles Nation. Yes, I have reached out to Culture Casino. I have to again, but we are definitely gonna do something. Guamtech says, I'll get my last set of push-ups and go pass the fuck out. Hey, yourself 3 sets of 20 for the day. And Bucky's calling you out. I need a sleepy time. I don't want a party. I don't want to have an after party. Because I'm gay. Just kidding. Nirvana said, you should have had them hold boots in the thumbnail. Yeah, that's a lot going on. People already, I was already like, this is a lot going on, and I had to use the yellow circles to circle the cute winter boots. So it was, it would probably been too much. But either way, I'm very happy to have been able to introduce you to what cute winter boots are. If you joined us late and you didn't see it, watch this replay. And please give me your thoughts in the comments. Guys, in general, that is another really good way to help the channel, especially afterwards in the replay. Just comment Morty on every stream. When the stream is done, goes reload the page, then you get a comment section, just put Morty. If there's 15 comments there, that will kick it out to more people. And or just put an emoji. Put a red boot. Put a red boot. Or put a guy put a cute winter boot. Either way, it really does help. And Morty and I very, very much appreciate you guys. If you guys are a member, the night is not over. The after party starts now. Boom. I'm in there. You should be too. Until next time, guys, thank you so very much. I know you could be doing anything with your night, but you chose to hang out with us. And I feel so proud to be able to entertain you. Guys, I am live every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern, and sometimes whenever I feel like it. So if you are new, make sure you subscribe. Thank you once again. Until next time, guys, this is Morty, and I have been your I said that first. This is Morty, and I have been your host, Lutch, aka the Indian Jesus, here to resurrect the second coming of common sense. Until next time, guys, we are out of here. Peace.